You're watching The American on ESPN+. FAU and UAB from Boca. Both coaches 2-3. Trent Dilfer, Zach Kitley, both looking for a breakout. It's Parents Weekend, energy high, and it's the Blazers and the Owls. And welcome upstairs with 10-year NFL vet Lige Douzable. I'm James Westling. We'll check in with Smacker Miles here in just a moment. So the winner of this game will be back to 500 on the season. What does that mean in terms of momentum?
James, there's major ramifications in this game right here. Whoever wins this game inches a little closer to bowl eligibility. Simple math, right? 2-4 versus 3-3. When you go 3-3, you only got to win half of your remaining games to become bowl eligible.
Well, we will see two of the best quarterbacks in all of Group of 6. There's Kitna on your left for UAB. Veldkamp, the Florida Atlantic QB.
Yeah, we'll start with Caden Veldkamp. Big, physically strong quarterback, big arm, throws a pretty ball. You see it right there. Leads all the FBS when it comes to completions per game. And then Jalen Kitna, also a big arm quarterback as well. Second in the FBS when it comes to completion per game. But he also is top 7 in passing yards in all the FBS.
UAB's offense has been straight fire. But what about the UAB defense as we go downstairs to Smacker?
Hey guys, the Blazers coaches and players have been really encouraged by their defensive play lately. Last week against Army, they gave up less than 300 yards of total offense and felt like they were fast and physical. I talked to linebacker Devin Hightower, and he told me this week it's a complete 180 playing Florida Atlantic's offense. He said to carry that momentum, they have to keep the same edge and mindset. And in talking to both sets of players on both sides, they told me they're really excited about the man coverage matchups, those secondaries against the wide receivers.
Both teams well over 400 yards of total offense per game. 83 degrees here in Boca, partly cloudy. A ton of points in the extended forecast between these two teams. UAB, they will receive the opening kickoff. Florida Atlantic dressed in the home red, UAB in the all whites as we get set to go.
And live from Boca Raton.
And we are underway here in Boca Raton. Back of the end zone for a touchback. Jalen Kitna, fifth-year senior, 6'5", 225, completing nearly 70% of his throws.
An interesting thing, James, he's probably coming off one of his games where he wasn't as accurate, talking about Army last week. So talking to Trent Dilfer, he said, when Jalen Kitna is decisive, he's one of the best quarterbacks in all the nation. You see it right there. Leads the American in completion percentage. It's when he gets in trouble, when he's not decisive, right? Second-guessing himself, that's when he can get in trouble.
UAB's coming off a 31-13 loss to Army a week ago. 1st and 10 from its 25. Kitna will pitch it forward. Jet sweep. Trying to get the edge and out of bounds. That is Solomon Beebe. 5'10", 205 sophomore. They line him up all over the field. Lige, your do's and don'ts when UAB has the football. What do you see?
UAB offense has to get Javon Jackson going in the run game. Florida Atlantic has given up over 250 yards rushing over the last 2 games. Jackson has run the ball really well for the Blazers. They need to continue to feed him. And for the FAA defense, don't allow the explosive plays. The explosive plays have plagued this Florida Atlantic defense all year long. They have to lock in and minimize those tonight.
FAU allowed a 68-yard rushing touchdown in the first quarter against Rice, but then held Rice under 200 yards the rest of the night, and they are all over the quick screen throw to the boundary. It's 3rd down and long.
Nice job by number 27 from Florida Atlantic, Therese Reed. He does a good job defeating that block, forcing the ball carrier to go back inside to the rest of the Owls defense. Now you hold them to 3rd and long. These pass rushers can really pin their ears back and get after the quarterback.
3rd and 10. 3 wideouts bunched towards the top of your screen for 3rd and long. Kitna feels the heat, bombs it one-on-one into the sideline and out of bounds. Therese Reed on the coverage, and Florida Atlantic forces a 3-and-out on the opening possession.
One thing you'll notice with this Florida Atlantic defense, a lot of pass rush games up front right there. Deshaun Baptiste, number 5, he does a nice job rolling up inside right from the end position, and then you see Najon Barber. He wraps around. He's able to get a big hit on Jalen Kitna, throws an accurate pass. This Florida Atlantic defense gets off the field on a 3-and-out.
Patrick Foley.
Fourth down for UAB. Patrick Foley, the transfer from Arkansas, on to punt. Easton Messer back deep to receive for Florida Atlantic. A flag is out. A ton of movement before the snap. High towering punt is reeled in at the 31.
Fair catch at the 31-yard line. But there is a flag on the play.
It'll be a false start, I believe, on UAB. The outside gunner motioned in. It was moving forward when that snap happened.
Illegal motion. Kicking team number 29. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the dead ball spot. First down, Florida Atlantic.
That's been an Achilles heel for UAB all year. Self-inflicted wounds, one of the most penalized teams in the nation.
11 last week versus Army, and it's really what killed them, especially on offense with the pre-snap penalties. There's not a lot of plays in the playbook, James, for 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, and that's what really plagued them versus Army last week.
Here's Caden Veldkamp. Almost 1,500 yards already. Now, he struggled with interceptions early in the season, but he's been much better his last 2 games with just 1.
A lot more decisive with the football. It feels like he has full command over the last 2 games. You talked about it, only 1 interception over the last 2 games.
And he will throw on 1st and 10, and it's nearly intercepted. Somehow, it slips through like a rock against water to the numbers, and it's reeled in by Messer. No gain.
I believe that was the slot corner, number 11, Perry Fisher. He triggers right away on his screenplay. You're going to see it to the left of your screen. I don't know how he doesn't pick this off, but what great concentration by number 8, Easton Messer, to have that concentration to come away with that catch. But you see number 11 right there, Perry Fisher. He triggered right away. I wouldn't be surprised if Florida Atlantic comes back with a screen and go, because these corners are so aggressive to start this game.
Fisher, a transfer from Maryland, where he started 11 games. Incompletion on 2nd down and 10. They wanted to get Assad Wasim involved. Fisher on the coverage. Here's your do's and don'ts when FAU has the ball.
Take care of the football. FAU has struggled taking care of the football this year. They are -10 in the turnover margin. In games they've had success, they've taken care of the football. They have to do that tonight. The UAB defense for the don't. Don't allow Florida Atlantic's up-tempo offense to rattle you. Florida Atlantic plays at hyper speed and will snap the ball with 30+ seconds on the play clock. UAB has to communicate, get lined up, play ball. Can't allow this offense to have you discombobulated.
After the penalty, it's 1st and 10 for Florida Atlantic. Just shy of midfield, they check it down underneath and pick up 4 to make it 2nd down and 6. Second grab for Messer.
It goes that hyper speed offense we were talking about, James, and got tackled over right now too.
First running play of the football game, and it's Messer who lined up in the backfield, powers downhill, close to the 1st down. They'll give him 4.
James, you're going to see all type of funky formations. You're going to see receivers in the backfield. Zach Keatley is usually in his bag right here. You see the offensive tackles, they're detached from the line of scrimmage. And we talked to defensive coordinator Steve Russ about that. He was like, that was his biggest concern, right? Being able to communicate, get everybody lined up. He says, as long as we're on the same call, even if it's the wrong call, as long as we're playing the same call together, we'll be fine.
Alex Atkavage, their veteran right guard, is out for this contest. A late scratch, so Okino King gets the start. To the outside, to Wasim, working his way through traffic. He is slippery, and he's out of bounds around the 30.
Very dynamic with the ball in his hand. He's really come on strong the last couple weeks. Big time play last week on 4th down on a slot fade for a touchdown. You see him here make a defender miss. And I talked about how dynamic he is in space. They just want to get the ball in space to him and let him go.
Pushed out of bounds by A.J. Brown. 1st and 10, Florida Atlantic on the move on their opening drive at the UAB 31. Veldkamp, they pitch it back on the reverse. This is Platt looking for the kick out. And he has 11 yards and another Owls first down.
And that was actually a really good job by Jermichael Rogers, number 15 from UAB. He does a good job getting up the field, but he stops his feet. He has contain. You're going to see it to the right of your screen. Watch the defensive end get up the field, but he stops his feet. Caden Velkamp even gets a little block for Jason Plant, who gets around the edge and gets a first down. You got to be able to contain these speedy receivers on the edge.
Yeah, Velkamp just has to get in the way at 6'6", 235 pounds. Up the middle. Close to the 10. That was Caden Shields Dutton, the sophomore from Orlando. Impact players when FAU's on offense.
See him right there. That's the guy. Easton Messer leads all the FBS in catches per game. Devon Hightower is the green dot for this UAB defense, a physical guy that loves to get downhill and mix it up in the run game.
Shields Dutton shot out of a cannon, and he powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. Second touchdown of the year for Shields Dutton, and FAU is on the board. They lead it 6-0.
What a tough physical run by Caden Shields Dutton. He breaks about 2 or 3 tackles, and he's actually broke a couple tackles throughout this drive, showing the physicality to get to the end zone. Nice job by the guys up front. But that was mainly Caden Shields Dutton showing his physicality getting to the end zone.
Harrison Smith with the extra point.
He was a high school standout at Edgewater High School. Had 15 touchdowns his senior year.
Extra point is good.
FAU by a score.
10:07 left.
Caden Shields Dutton letting you know that the Florida Atlantic Owls are not here to play. He gets on the board early for him.
A 13-yard rushing touchdown for Florida Atlantic's Caden Shields-Dutton. Who made it happen on this play?
You're going to see number 66, the left guard, Scarlett Jean. He's going to pull from left to right. And you see number 0 right there. He misses the tackle. And then 2 other guys misses the tackle. Number 0, Devin Hightower, who is their green dot, the leader on their defense. He misses the tackle. That was just a physical run by Caden Shields-Dutton. Not making one guy miss, but making 3 guys miss and getting into the end zone.
7-play, 64-yard scoring drive, 3:12 off the timer. Florida Atlantic strikes first. They lead 7-0, less than 5 minutes in.
James, we talked about it in the do's and don'ts. They got to get Javon Jackson going here this run game. The worst thing you can do if you're UAB's offense here is go 3 and out and give it back to this high-powered Florida Atlantic offense.
Ensuing kick. Into the end zone for a touchback. UAB went 3 and out on their first offensive possession. How do they get on track on this drive?
You got to stay ahead of the chains, right? They were in 3rd and long, and when you go back to that Army game, that's what plagued them. Now, it was because of pre-snap penalties in that game, but their first 2 plays went for, I believe, a 1-yard gain and then a negative gain. You're not going to have a lot of success being in 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. They got to stay ahead of the chains, and that's why I say you got to go with that guy that's on the screen right now. Javon Jackson, you got to get him going in the running game. Talking to Alex Mortensen, their offensive coordinator, say he's a +2 guy. He makes the first guy miss. And then Leon Hart Jr., number 6 for the Florida Atlantic defense. He is a heat-seeking missile from that linebacker position.
Hart had a huge game a week ago for this FAU defense. First carry of the contest for Jackson, picks up a yard, and he was a really productive back at UTEP last year.
Craig transferred to UAB to be closer to home, to be closer to his family, so his family could watch him play week in and week out.
Almost 800 yards last season for the Miners. 2nd down and 9. Four-man rush, backside pressure, and they swing Kitna down. Wilkie Denard with his 2nd sack of the year.
I mean, just straight speed off the edge from Wilkie Denard right there. He beats number 72nd, Logan Moore, right off the snap. You see that little chop on the outside? Closes to Jalen Kitna. We talked about this, right? You can't have the negative plays. 3rd and forever, there's not a lot of plays in the playbook for you to have success. Nice job right there by Denard, winning on the edge with hands and speed to get Jalen Kitna down for this Florida Atlantic defense.
9th sack of the year for the Owls defensive unit, 3rd and forever. On 3rd and 16, 4-man rush, Kitna zips it short of the stake. It's reeled in at the 28-yard line. Williams on the tackle.
That's a nice job by Dylan Williams. He has his heels right at the 1st down marker, so anything underneath, he can come up, trigger, and make a tackle. That's a great job by him to help get this Florida Atlantic defense off the field.
Back-to-back UAB 3 and outs to start this football game. Messer back deep for the 2nd time to receive the punt from Patrick Foley. A shorter kick. Messer, this is returnable. Makes 1-man miss. Has some real estate. Messer still on his feet. And they flag him down in plus territory. Outstanding field position coming up for Florida Atlantic.
Special guy with the ball in his hand. Big return, setting up this Florida Atlantic offense in plus territory.
Well, Easton Messer is quietly becoming one of the best return men in the American.
He's just dynamic in space. Had a big return of 36 yards last week versus Army. Right here, setting his team up in plus territory. We talked about it in the intro, right? He leads the FBS in receptions per game, has a real rapport with his quarterback, Caden Veldkamp, going back to their days at Western Kentucky.
He tied a program record with 15 grabs earlier this year against Maryland. Was huge a week ago in their road win at Rice, over 100 yards in that one, had 11 catches. 1st and 10, Florida Atlantic, and they run it, and it is stonewalled up front, a loss of 2.
That's Iman Smalls, the big D tackle up front. Does a really good job disengaging from the blocker and holding that to a loss on 1st down.
What are your thoughts on UAB's front, their defensive line?
Big physical up front. Amari Morrison is a guy that transferred from Old Dominion, really physical at the point of attack. So is Iman Small. He's just big in nature and hard to move off the line of scrimmage.
So on 2nd down and 12, they get back some of the yardage, +5. A gain of 7 over the middle to Assad Wasim. Vessel the stopper.
And that was really good by Caden Veldkamp, right? They have a blitzer coming up in the A-gap. He stares that blitz down, finds Wasim in the void of the defense, getting half of that yardage back to get it 3rd and manageable.
3rd down and 5. They need the 35-yard line. Veldkamp gets rid of it quickly. Wasim trying to pull through an ankle tackle, and he's brought down after a gain of 2. Isaiah Crozier with a fantastic play.
One thing you'll learn about Zach Keatley, he is very aggressive on 4th down. As soon as they cross the 50-yard line, he's big in analytics. You talked about it, Isaiah Crozier, you're going to see it to the left. That's a big tackle in one-on-one situation because they sit the house. It was man coverage. He misses that tackle. Wasim gets to the end zone for a touchdown.
Hanging on for dear life.
It's like UAB's bringing some pressure. They're checking the play right now.
Florida Atlantic goes for it as much as anybody in the country. On 4th down, between the tackles, Shields Dutton with the 2nd effort, fights for extra yardage, picks up the 1st down.
And you said it perfectly, James, because he was stopped originally. He just continues to turn those legs, and he's a lot different than the other running backs, right? 5'11", 215. He's hard to really bring down.
Tempo from the Owls, backside pressure. Veldkamp, a wobbler out of bounds. It's incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Great decision there, right? No need to force that ball down the field. Get the pressure from his left side. He rolls out to the right. He wanted Easton Messer, but the corner was all over him. Just throw the ball away, live to play another down.
And a sign of growth. 3 weeks ago, he probably tries to force that in somewhere.
We were talking to Zach Keatley. He felt like when the season first started, he leaned on Easton Messer a little bit too much, right? Obviously, they have the familiarity going back to Western Kentucky. Now he's throwing to the open guy. Now he has faith in Assad Wasim. Now he has faith also in Jason Platt.
A zinger. Platt has it inside the 10. An explosive play sets up 1st and goal.
And there's Platt right on cue, right? Does a nice job. Easton Messer, he has that go route in the middle. They bring that dig route behind him to run the safety off. Nice accurate throw right there by Caden Veldkamp to Platt.
Fade route over the head of the intended target. A flag comes in. It was intended for Dom Henry.
Yeah, I believe that's number 16, Isaiah Crozier. He got a little handsy, grabbed him from behind because he was beat. That's actually Delvin Gully.
Number 18. The ball is placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic 1st down.
Yeah, you're going to see it right at the top of the route. He gets a little handsy, grabbed him right there with the left hand, right? The ref's going to call that every single time. When you're in phase, you cannot grab with that offhand to try to slow the receiver down.
Goal from the 2.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line, trying to punch it in and take a 2-score lead early. Sweet toss, Shields Dutton, he's in. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. Second score for Shields Dutton, and FAU's opened up a 13-point lead.
I'll say your left, number 57 does a really good job That's Jakavion Nonar. He pulls a down block with the tight end. He gets outside. He's able to get just enough of that linebacker. That way his running back, Caden Shields Dutton, can get to the edge and get into the end zone.
And they love their left tackle. NFL size. I mean, 6'8", 315 pounds.
He's played at some Power 4 schools. He went to Maryland before transferring over here. So he's a guy that definitely has the pedigree to potentially play at the next level.
Florida Atlantic leads it 14-0. Looking for back-to-back wins for the first time in the Zach Kittley era. Second score of the night for that man right there, Shields Dutton. 8 plays, 55 yards, under 3 minutes. What's clicking for Florida Atlantic's offense?
James, we talked about this during the break. The balance, right? I believe 8 runs so far, or 8 passes and 7 runs, which is rare for this Florida Atlantic team. They like to air it out. We talked about how both of these teams are tops in the American when it comes to pass yards per game, but I love the balance that Zach Kittley has showed coming into this game, right? Caden Shields Dutton was a guy that wasn't getting as much carries as the other running backs, but obviously he saw that his physical nature could help them have success today, and he's really leaned into it.
It's running back by committee here for the Owls. They ride the hot hand. Third kickoff already for Florida Atlantic for a touchback. There's a look at UAB's Trent Dilfer in his 3rd year. He is 9-20, Super Bowl champion, 14-year NFL quarterback, also the founder of the Elite 11 Quarterback Academy. Tremendous pipeline and developmental program.
James, this is a big drive right here. We talked about it last time that they shouldn't go 3 and out because Florida Atlantic's hot on offense. They went 3 and out, gave the ball back to them. This is a monumental drive because you could be looking up at the score and it could be 21-0 here early in the second quarter. So they have to get a sustained drive right here if you're the UAB Blazers.
Back-to-back 3 and outs and just 5 yards of total offense. They swing it out in the flat beyond the 30. For more on Dilfer, Let's go downstairs to Smacker.
Hey guys, Coach Dilfer's a lot of fun to talk to. He's very candid with the media, which I really appreciate. In his press conference this week, he talked about a dot of negativity. And when I followed up with him on that, he said all of the white space on this page of paper is positive things. And he went on for several minutes about all of the positive things they have to look forward to, their staff, their defensive improvement, how much the players love each other. And he went on to say that the best part is we get to play football, we get to compete, we get to do this. And each week is a new opportunity.
It's really good stuff. Don't take any moment for granted. There are a lot of kids at home that would love to be doing what these young men are doing for UAB, playing college football.
And to that point, when we had that meeting with Dilfer, and to Smacker's point, that's what he wanted to really let us know and let the team know, right? Yes, we struggled last week versus Army, but we're blessed to do this, guys. Like you said, James, there's kids at home that would love to be in your position. Like you're on full scholarship. Some of you guys are actually, getting some paper on this, in regards to NIL. Like you could be doing so many other things, but you're blessed to play the game you love. So to Smacker's point, right, when you see a dot on the paper, everybody always says, oh, there's a dot. But what about all the white space, right? What about all the positivity around it? And that's what he's leaned on to keep this team together.
Second down and 5 after the timeout. Handoff. Jacobs finds a crease and has a first down run.
James, he's not an easy guy to bring down at 5'10", 220 pounds. He's really been banged up the last 2 years. They're glad to see him back healthy. He does a nice job on that zone play, just getting north and south and picking up a crucial first down for this UAB Blazers offense.
They go back to him, and he picks up 5 more. He is the younger brother of the NFL running back Josh Jacobs, led UAB in rushing touchdowns a season ago.
You see him, he's hyped. He's like, give it to me again, right? 4 yards of play before, 5 yards there. We talked about it in the opener. I thought it would be Javon Jackson, but they got to get this run game going to take some pressure off these receivers and Jalen Kitna as well. And it keeps the Florida Atlantic offense on the sideline.
Kitna gets undercut, another sack. Second sack of the game for the Owls defense. C.J. Doggett, the nose tackle.
And he wanted to take a shot down the field. Florida Atlantic does a really good job in zone coverage. You can see the big man right in your middle of the screen. Nice job with his hands on the center. He beats Adam Lepkowski, number 68. But that was a nice job by C.J. Doggett to win with his hands and get that big-time sack.
Damon Allen also assisted on the sack. True freshman safety. Third down and 11. UAB's 0 for 2 on third downs. Setting up the screen. Underneath. Blockers in front. Hard hit at the 50. And Brown darts out of bounds. A first down completion. Brantley Jr. finally ushers him out.
Nice play design by offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen, right? You motion the running back out. Nice head fake right there by Jalen Kitna. Tunnel screen to number 5, Caleb Brown. Nice job making number 10 miss in open space right there. I believe that's Eric Brantley Jr., who's a defensive end. So that's a tough run by the receiver. And another crucial first down on a 3rd and long.
Brown is a former 4-star recruit out of high school, a top 100 player. Flags fly. It's a false start. It'll go against the right tackle, Logan Moore.
And remember, James, earlier he got beat on that sack on the edge by Wilkie Denard. So as a right tackle, you're trying to get out in your stance knowing that it's pass. But that is something that has plagued this UAB team, right? The pre-snap penalties. Too far often they're in 1st and 15 or even 1st and 20 when they have holding calls against them. They got to correct that. You talked about it in the intro. The penalties have killed them all year long. Right there, you just pick up a big first down, and now you're behind the 8 ball because of a false start.
That was already their 4th in this first quarter. And a miscommunication on the snap count. Kitna was not ready for it. And a loss on the broken play. Najon Barber gets credit with the TFL.
Yeah, center and quarterback not on the same page right there. Adam Lepkowski snaps the ball early. You talked about it. Kitna wasn't even ready for it. And it's not like hot potato, hey, you can have this running back instead of me. But again, those are the miscues that have hurt this UAB team all year long.
-3 rushing yards for the Blazers.
Second down from the 46.
Attach offensive tackles.
Jet sweep. They pitch it ahead. BB runs out of grass, a gain of a couple. And it's third down and long for UAB.
Nice job by the middle linebacker. Tyler Stolsky does a really good job because Solomon Beebe is a fast guy on the outside. He's a running back by trade, but he's a really good kick returner. Watch how he tracks this guy down from the middle and pushes him out of bounds. That's a nice job running and getting downhill by Tyler Stolsky.
Throwback middle linebacker, transfer from Minnesota. Third and long. A flag comes in. Kitna spins it. Nobody there. It's incomplete, and it's fourth down, but there is a marker out.
They're in the legal formation. The last receiver wasn't on the line of scrimmage. That means the tackle was uncovered.
Fifth penalty already.
Illegal formation. Offense number 72 is lined up in the backfield. That penalty is declined. It's fourth down.
So Kitley waves off the penalty. It's fourth and long.
Yeah, they call that on 72. It's because the receiver wasn't on the line of scrimmage, which means the tackle was the last man on the line of scrimmage, and that can't happen. That's an illegal formation. They throw the flag. But good job right there by the Florida Atlantic defense to get off the field after giving up a couple first downs.
To receive the punt for the Owls.
Messer back deep. Already has a big return in this opening frame. Shorter punt. And Messer reels in a fair catch inside his 20. Zach Kitley is the youngest FBS football coach in the country, 33 years old. Comes with 12 years of Division I experience. He was very, very impressive offensive coordinator at Texas Tech and Houston Christian, Western Kentucky. The list of guys that are in the NFL that he has coached is long.
I mean, and he talked about that in the meeting, right? He puts so much on his quarterback, and he gives them the freedom because he trusts them at every place he's been at. He talked about it, Patrick Mahomes, right? Brandon Whedon, multiple different quarterbacks he's been under the tutelage of and had them have success with his offense.
Setting up the screen. It's blown up by UAB's defense. Second down and 10. Inside of a minute left here in the first.
Yeah, getting back to Zach Kitley, always has one of the most explosive offenses in all of college football. We've already seen it today. They've actually been a little bit more balanced than we're accustomed to seeing him, but he does so much. It gives you so much eye candy to make the defenses think. I remember talking to him earlier this week, and he was saying he goes into a dark room on Monday, right, and just gets into his lab and creates plays.
From the air raid coaching tree, Veldkamp one-on-one, speared by Assad Wasim. That is next level, and it's a big game.
What a catch by Assad Wasim. Essentially turns into a back shoulder fade. The quarterback's in perfect position. Assad just wanted it more. He went up and high pointed the football. Talked about it, James. He's getting more comfortable with him. Double pass.
Trick play. Messer. Platt. He dropped it in the bucket. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. And they have opened up a 20-point lead.
James, I'm going to hit you with a Boobie Miles reference. And he can pass. Easton Messer not only doing it receiving, punt return wise, but throwing touchdowns as well. That was a dot because the corner was right on the hip pocket of Jason Platt. But watch how he rolls out and puts this on the money. Dime right out in front, and Jason Platt with that speed gets to pay dirt. What a play call by Zach Kitley.
48-yard touchdown. And the previous play is under review. They are looking at potential targeting on Messer. who turned into the quarterback on that play.
James doing a little bit of everything for this Florida Atlantic offense, right? We talked about him in the punt return game. He already is the active leader currently for this season in catches or receptions per game in the FBS. And right there, you see it. The kid's got a cannon too, right? The accuracy he threw that with. Let's look at this replay. So it's hard to tell from that angle if there was a launch, but it looked like there was some contact from helmet to helmet. Now, it wasn't the crown of the helmet that hit, so that'll be interesting, right? Do the refs see this? And this is a good view right here. So he does lower the head. It seems like the crown of that helmet does go down into Messer's helmet. To me, that is targeting.
At real speed, I mean, Messer, he got stuck. That was a hard hit. I can't stop thinking about that throw. I mean, we saw that play develop, and I'm thinking, no way is he going to be able to drop this in there.
I thought he was throwing it away at first when he rolled out to the right, but again, accurate throw. He puts it out in front and literally hits him right in the breadbasket. Like, you can't throw a better pass than what Mesters just did as a receiver.
Targeting defense number 15. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Number 15 will be disqualified.
It's Jeremiah Vessel. I beg your pardon, it's Jermichael Rogers, the defensive end. 3 tackles and a sack coming into this contest. Played in 12 games a season ago.
Hey, James, that's tough, right? Because he's standing at 6'2". Well, Easton Messer is about 5'8", 5'9". So as a taller defensive end, it's tough. You got to lower your target area right there. He doesn't, unfortunately, leads with his helmet. The crown of his helmet hits Messer in the head, and those are the rules for targeting. He's going to, unfortunately, have to be out for the rest of this game.
And that point after is perfect. Florida Atlantic leads UAB 21-0. And Rogers has been disqualified for the remainder of the contest. Three plays, 81 yards. Barely over a half minute. The trick play, touchdown. And FAU leads by 21.
And that's another touchdown for charity for every Owls touchdown.
Nice job by Easton Messer, really selling this toss play. Also, Jason Platt. You see the corner pointed out, the safety's over the top. So most receivers, they would tell him, throw it out of bounds. But he saw that Jason Platt, his receiver mate, had a step. He said, Coach, I got this, right? I can throw too. It's not just Caden. Puts it out in front where only Platt can catch it. Allows him to run after the catch and get into the end zone.
A 48-yard toss. And Florida Atlantic pulling out all the stops here at home. Family weekend, high energy. And FAU leads it by 3 touchdowns. And they kicked it right into the teeth of that UAB return unit.
Now, I'm not even sure if that was on purpose, Jay. But if it was, I love the aggression by head coach Zach Keatley. Oh, it looks like UAB recovered it, though.
Recovered by UAB. They lined up all bunched together. Look at this.
Oh, yeah. He drove it as hard as possible. Goes off the defender's leg. Fortunately for the UAB Blazers, they're able to recover it. But that was really good execution by the kicker. Right there, Andrew Nelms does a really good job. Who's their kickoff specialist?
The instincts by the up man for UAB. Give credit to that unit to get their offense out on the field. Florida Atlantic was going for the jugular. Handoff, it's a run play for Jackson, and a gain of a yard. Final seconds of this first quarter brought down by Stolsky, the middle backer. some trickery. Trying to cut it back against the grain. The Owls throw a blanket on the ball carrier. It's a loss of 3. Langston Sr. with the tackle.
Nice job by this Florida Atlantic defense. They've been all over the place. You see it right there. Running game working. Shields Dutton getting into the end zone. Owls up 21-0.
Yeah, life's not too bad here in Boca. Look at that view. Here at FAU Stadium indoors, Florida Atlantic leads UAB by 3 touchdowns after one, 21-0. You could not write a better script for the Owls.
You have to love how they've played on all 3 phases. Almost came away right there with a squib kick, but then also Easton Messer with a big return in the special teams game. The offense has been clicking on all cylinders, and the defense has just been stifling.
3rd and 11 for UAB. And a flag comes in, and another.
False start. Offense number 6. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the 5th UAB penalty. They've had 6, but 1 was declined.
So right there, a little funky formation, right? They detached both of the tackles that have them out left. They had Brandon Hawkins in the slot. Receivers, you're taught to look at the football, right? You're not supposed to hear the inflection of the snap count, so there's no reason for you to jump off sides there. That's a mental mistake, mental error that has plagued this UAB offense all season long.
3rd and 16. Kitna climbing the pocket, trying to stay alive, and he goes down. Another Owl sack. C.J. Doggett, his second.
And he was trying to take the shot down the field to Iverson Hook on this post route, but nice job by the Florida Atlantic defenders in the back end. Nice job by the defensive line continuing to hunt. You see Kitna has to hold that ball up. Nice job by C.J. Doggett. And then you see Wilkie Denard come in and finish it off as well.
4th and 24. UAB's 1 for 5 now on 3rd downs. Messer back deep to receive, hovering around his 30. Another flag before the kick. They blow the play dead. And it'll be against UAB.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense number 12. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Jalen Elder, already the 6th Blazer, miscue. Barely a quarter in.
And again, it's not just on the offensive side, right? It's the special teams right there. They had a couple pre-snap penalties. It's hard, James, when you're 1st and 15. It's hard when it's 3rd and 15 because those are longer developing routes, which allows this Florida Atlantic defensive line to get after you because they know it's pass. Like, they just have not had balance on offense, and now they're having, you know, issues on special teams as well.
Messer snaking his way through, getting to the sideline, hog-tied at the 40. A 30-yard return. Timeout on the field. FAU by 3 scores. Florida Atlantic leads UAB 21-0 with Lige Duzable and Smacker Miles. I'm James Westling. It's a 3-touchdown lead, and their star, Caden Veldkamp, really has had a pretty modest game so far.
Been efficient with the football, but it's been the Easton Messer show, whether it's punt returns or him throwing the ball as a quarterback in this game. So Veldkamp has either handed the ball off or he's been able to be efficient when he has to throw the ball down the field.
6 for 10, 92 yards. Shoulder roll, plenty of room. Checks it down to his running back, Sands. powers ahead for 3, maybe 4 yards, and it's second down.
And that's the growth you were talking about earlier in this broadcast, right? Rolls out to the right, wants to take a shot down the field. Maybe the first couple weeks he would have forced that ball down the field, gets to his check down, stays ahead of the chains, just gets 3 yards there.
3-yard gain in the play.
He looks like a completely different quarterback from the opener at Maryland.
Playing way more decisive, playing with confidence, and feels like he just has a full grasp of this offense right now.
Play fake, his fastball on the run. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. Jabari Smith on the receiving end, and it's a second quarter blowout.
This was a great read by Caden Velkamp because he has this ball in the mesh point with the running back. He's reading that slot corner right here and the safety. Once they trigger downhill, he pulls the ball and throws it to Jabari Smith. Once that safety triggers, that's who he's reading. He throws the ball because that's actually called a run play, an RPO, run pass option. That's a nice read by Caden Velkamp right there to find Jabari Smith for the touchdown.
37-yard strike, and Florida Atlantic leads 28-0 here at home.
Caden Velkamp in his bag, reading the defense, finding Jabari Smith to get the Owls back on the board again.
It's been a one-sided barn burner so far. 28-0. Florida Atlantic leads UAB just 2 minutes into this second quarter. Family weekend here in Boca. And Florida Atlantic trying to get to 3-3 on the season under their first-year head coach, Zach Kitley, the youngest Division I football coach in the country. And they have 224 yards to UAB's 29.
Complimentary football, right? They've been suffocating on defense. The offense is very efficient, executing at a high clip, and then they've also got some big returns from Easton Messer in the special team phase.
This kick is returnable. Hard hit, sandwiched at the 20. If you're UAB, where do you go from here?
First and foremost, you can't have the pre-snap penalties. We talked about it, James. It's hard when you're behind the 8 ball when it comes to staying ahead of the chains. They have to fix that and remedy that for them to have any success. And we saw it on that one drive where they actually picked up a couple first downs. They got Isaiah Jacobs going. They got to get the run game going. It's still early in the first half. Like, you can still run the ball. You don't have to become pass dominant because you're down 4 scores right now. There's still a lot of football in this game.
First down and 10 for UAB.
2 of the top offenses in the country, both over 400 yards per game. Looking for a crease. Jacobs knifes through for 4 yards. Second down.
That's what you want, right? You just want to stay ahead of the chains, right? 2nd and 6. And that was, I believe that was Isaiah Jacobs who got them going on that one drive where they picked up a couple first downs. So you got to be able to slow this defensive line down from Florida Atlantic. The easiest way to do that is run the football. You can't get a sack on a run play. So they need to continue to use Isaiah Jacobs and also Javon Jackson and run the football.
UAB with just 1 explosive play in the first quarter, a 20-yard completion to Caleb Brown. They have 13 passes over 30 yards this season. Deep in the play clock. Kitna to the boundary. And Brown has the first down. Plucks it away from Chris Tooley. Make it Jacobs on the receiving end.
And they kind of use him like an H-back because he's built at 5'10", 220 pounds. They'll put him in the backfield. They'll have him be a lead blocker. Right there, you see him run a quick out route, and he beats Chris Tooley to the sideline. Nice throw by Jalen Kitna to get that first down.
First down and 10, 33.
Kitna, pocket caving in, and another sack. Stacked up inside the 25. CJ Doggett once again in on the play.
It's been tough sledding for Jalen Kitna and this offensive line. If Kitna's first read isn't open, he's trying to go through his progressions. You see right here, starts left, goes to right, nice job in zone coverage. The defensive line for Florida Atlantic just keeps hunting. You see CJ Doggett, he started on the right, then looped around and came and got that sack. That right there is a coverage sack, but nice job by the guys up front, continuing to hunt to get after the quarterback.
2nd and 18. Setting up the screen. Weaving his way out across the 30 to the 35. That's Beebe on the receiving end. Makes it 3rd down and about 9. Therese Reed, the tackler.
And he's another dynamic player for the UAB Blazers. They got to get him the ball more often. Right there, simple screenplay, trying to use his athletic ability in space. It's a nice job by the Florida Atlantic defense, getting off of those blocks from the offensive lineman down the field and hold that to a small game.
UAB 1 for 5 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 9. Straight back, Kitna, shuffling left, zeroes in, and he's got his man. First catch of the game for Iverson Hooks. Works his way to the 49 of FAU.
It's nice pocket presence from Jalen Kitna right there. Feels some pressure, is able to step up into the pocket. You're gonna see him roll to the left, right? Step up in that void, roll into the left, throwing it back right. You gotta square up. That's a big time throw from Jalen Kitna. Iverson Hooks is their #1 receiver on the outside. You talked about it, James, his first catch. They got to get him going in this game as well.
2nd, 3rd down conversion of the game for the Blazers. 1st and 10. Kitna underneath and tackled immediately after a gain of 5. They go to Brandon Hawkins Jr.
Brandon Hawkins.
An injured player around the 40-yard line will stop play momentarily. We'll take a timeout and check on the injured Owl when we come back. UAB quarterback Jalen Kitna, he is pacing to break the single-season passing record at UAB.
When he's decisive, that's when he's really good. When he's able to throw the ball down the field, you saw the Corey Milner right there. This is versus Tennessee. I believe that was Iverson Hooks. Again, when he's decisive throwing the ball, that's when he's good. Today, been a little bit of indecision on him throwing the football, and that's when he's got in trouble, when he's had to hold the ball and get off his first and second read. He's taking sacks, but he's starting to get it going a little bit on this drive.
4 Florida Atlantic sacks already. Came into this game with 8 for the entire season. Play fake. Pocket holding up. Kitna to the sideline, and he overshoots his intended target.
You see Iverson Hook getting a little jumpy right there because he was open for a while. That was a nice play design right there by Alex Mortensen. They run a receiver up, and then they break out right there with Iverson Hook. And Jalen Kitna is staring at him. He just doesn't release the football. You got to have that confidence and make that big-time throw from the right hash outside because Iverson Hooks had the corner beat by 3 or 4 yards.
UAB's 2 for 6 tonight on third, 39% for the year. Third and 5. Kitna retreats. Stepping up, double pumps it incomplete over the middle. 4th down for the Blazers.
And there's the indecision that we talked about. Florida Atlantic comes with some pressure, man coverage. You got to trust your receiver and put it out in front. He had a couple guys he could have chose. I thought he should have went to number 3 in the flat right there, actually number 11, Solomon Beebe. He comes off of that, right, and then the pressure gets there. That's a tough throw over the referee's head. He's trying to go to his tight end, Antonio Ferguson, but looks like Trent Dilfer will keep his offense there in that no man's land and go for it right here on 4th down.
They convert half of their 4th downs. This is 4th and 5. Trying to keep this drive alive and get some points on the board. Kitna going for it all, and it's incomplete. A flag does come in late on the coverage. Was Jaden Sweeney down the sideline.
Yeah, they run Iverson Hooks on that wheel route. He's in man coverage. I believe that was a tug at the top of the route. Ref throws the flag.
Pass interference, defense number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
They call it on Derek Rogers, a backup corner.
Yeah, they call him Doodah. See right here getting handsy with Iverson Hooks, and he's grabbing him by the, we call it a sweet towel, by the sweet towel on his back. And the ref, you see Iverson Hooks is like, he's impeding my progress. Big time conversion right there by UAB, getting that pass interference to continue to drive.
Yeah, Wendell Phillord was on the coverage. Rogers had the underneath man. They swallow up the ball carrier, no gain. It's 2nd down and 10.
It's been a real struggle for them trying to get this run game going. Like, Isaiah Jacobs has had a little bit of success. We haven't really seen Devon Jackson get implemented into this game yet. I thought he was going to be a key factor in this game. Really haven't seen him so far as this game. Isaiah Jacobs has been the guy that they've been able to get Solomon Beebe the ball in space, but it's been tough sledding for this run game for the Blazers.
Even if you take away the sacks, 2.3 yards per average on the ground for UAB in this 1st half. 2nd down and 11, up the gut, and Jacobs probes his way to the 25. Sets up 3rd down and 5 to gain for UAB.
That's a nice physical run right there. We talked about it, James, just staying ahead of the chains, right? You get that to 3rd and 6. I believe it was 3rd and 11, or 2nd and 11 before that. So again, the playbook is open on 3rd and 6. You can run those quick stop routes, right? Get the ball out of Jalen Kitna's hands. That way he doesn't second guess and he's indecisive with the football. 3rd and 6, quick routes to the chains, to the sticks. Get the ball out of your quarterback's hands.
3rd and 6 on the 11th play of this drive for UAB. Blitz. Kitna checks it down. Jacobs, what a hit inside the 20. He's right at the marker.
They're going to give it to him.
Move the chains. It's a 1st down.
what poise by Jalen Kittner, right? Because Isaiah Jacobs is blocking at first, and then he becomes a receiver, a guy that can set up in the void for his quarterback. So that was a savvy play, right? He blocks his guy, realizes Jalen Kittner's in trouble. Nice touch throw right there by Jalen Kittner to pick up that first down.
That's a play that can inject some life into a football team. They're in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. Play action. Kittner wide open, off his hands. Incomplete. The tight end Elijah Lag can't bring it in, and a missed opportunity for the Blazers.
And that was a great play design. My offensive coordinator, Alex Mortensen, heavy play action pass. You're going to run this wheel route by Elijah Lag. And you talked about it, James. They hit him dead in the hands. You got to come down with that catch for your quarterback, especially how this offense has struggled today.
He beat Leon Hart, the linebacker, on the play. 2nd down and 10 for UAB. East-west throw, screen, Beebe. Ankle tackled inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Another critical 3rd down coming up this drive, over 7 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, nice job blocking on the outside. Number 17, Elijah Lag on that screen play. Again, with Solomon Beebe, even though he's a running back by trade, they'll put him out in space like a receiver because he has soft hands and he's very dynamic in the open space.
Kittner hands it off. Jumping through a would-be tackler. Having the angle, it's a touchdown. Solomon Beebe gets UAB on the board.
James, I love the play call there, right? Because they were in 2-down territory. So they run the ball, they pull the left guard around Solomon Beebe. Yes, he is more of a change of pace back, but right there, you see him run in between the tackles. They pull number 17 as well. You see it, Elijah Lag. He makes a defender miss in the hole, and with his speed, if he gets to the outside, he's taking it the distance. Nice answer by the Blazers on offense right there.
Played here last year with his brother Lee, who moved on to Indiana. They got a nice win today.
It looks like UAB will go for 2 here.
2-point conversion. Down 28-6. Kittner bouncing. Kittner taking off. Kittner won't get there. 2-point conversion attempt is no good. All right, explain to me why you go for 2 in this situation.
I think it's a math thing, right? You get 8 right there, you're down by 20. I think they were going to just continue to go for 2 every single time. They were able to get 3 scores, right? It's 24 points. You still got to score a touchdown. So it is a little bit of a head scratcher right there because it doesn't really change the math in regards to you still needing 3 other scores to come back in this game. But that's a nice job by number 10, Eric Brantley Jr., falling back inside. Because Jalen Kittner isn't a small dude, 6'5", almost 230 pounds. Eric Brantley does a nice job, right? Top of the rush, fall back underneath. He stops Jalen Kittner from getting into the end zone on that 2-point play.
28-6 Florida Atlantic. After that Solomon Beebe 14-yard touchdown, UAB's now in the plus in rushing yards. 8 rushing yards for the Blazers, but that was a much better drive. 7-11 off the timer, 14 plays, 77 yards.
Ball control and balance on that drive, right? We talked about Isaiah Jacobs starting to get going, and then Solomon Beebe pays it off with a run right there, but Jalen Kittner was way more decisive on that drive and looked good.
End over end ensuing kick. Fielded inside the 5. And out to the 22.
Now, the interesting thing is, James, right, 7 minutes of game clock. That Florida Atlantic offense has literally been on the sideline for probably 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So you wonder, are they a little stiff? Do they come out firing on all cylinders? Because they have not been stopped tonight. But I talked about this in the open. Sometimes your best defense is your offense putting through emphatic drives to hold that Florida Atlantic offense on the sideline. And that's what the Blazers did on that last drive on offense.
A staggering difference in the time of possession. 1st and 10, Florida Atlantic. Veldkamp intercepted. And UAB has life. They'll take over around the 20-yard line. Picked off by Devin Hightower, the linebacker's first interception of the year.
The guy in the middle of that defense, and we talked about it, James, right? You've been on the sideline for a little bit. RPO, Devin Hightower does a nice job. You see how he fakes like he's going up into the line of scrimmage? He's reading Veldkamp's eyes. You're going to see him drift back. That was an athletic play to jump in front of that pass. He was trying to hit Easton Messer down the seam. What an athletic, headsy play by Devin Hightower. And now that old momentum is starting to shift UAB's way.
That was impressive. How did he latch onto that pass, which had some heat from Veldkamp?
I mean, soft hands for a linebacker, right? Again, does a nice job reading Veldkamp's eyes. He has to show up in that A-gap because that's his run responsibility. But once he saw that he was pulling at the mesh point, he drops back, gets in that void, and gets a big-time turnover for the Blazers.
And really, for the first time tonight, UAB has some serious momentum. Stretch play to Jackson goes nowhere. Williams, the stopper, no gain.
And honestly, you want to do exactly what you did last time. Eat up some clock and score with, again, they're almost in the red zone, but you want to score with as least amount of time on that clock to give the ball back to the Florida Atlantic Owls.
Just the 3rd takeaway of the season for UAB's defense. Punt, 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 and then finally they break through with a touchdown. This is their 5th drive of the game. Kitna stepping up underneath to Jackson, and he picks up 8 to make it a very manageable 3rd down.
Love the movement right there by Jalen Kitna, right? Starts left, gets back right, moves up into the void of the pocket, and then we talked about it. He finds Jackson coming from right to left on that drag route, right? Staying ahead of the chains, 3rd and 2. They're going to probably go Wildcat. We've seen this before with them. Isaiah Jacobs has been the Wildcat guy for them. Number 3, you see him right there. Let's see if he takes this direct snap.
3rd and 2. Ryder Burton has entered the game. The sophomore quarterback transfer from BYU and West Virginia. They run the option. He runs into a wall, gets stacked up.
I don't think he got it.
Forward progress stopped after no gain. He did not get anything. And it's 4th down.
And that was actually Nate Rogers, number 16. And a little bit surprising, right? Because he's 5'10", 195 pounds. They've done the Wildcat with Isaiah Jacobs, who's 5'10", 220 pounds. So a little bit surprised they tried a quarterback sweep right there. Florida Atlantic bows up. Surprised they didn't put that ball in Isaiah Jacobs' hands.
4th and 2. What's the call here?
Some RPO, right? Run pass option for Jalen Kitna. It looks like they're going to go empty right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ship somebody in the backfield.
From under center, jet sweep. Beebe looking corner. Touchdown UAB.
Touchdown, UAB.
Back-to-back touchdowns for Solomon Beebe. And UAB climbing back after a 13-yard score.
I said they were going to probably shift somebody back. Well, they motion Lee Beebe back on a speed sweep from right to left. Nice job by the receivers. You're going to see them up top, cave everybody on the edge. You see Lee Beebe, or Solomon Beebe, that's his big brother. He points to the end zone and gets into the end zone. What a play call right there by Alex Mortensen. They disperse out of the huddle really quick. They get Solomon Beebe on the motion. They out-leverage the defense, and he gets to the edge. And now they'll go for 2 because they missed that last 2-point opportunity.
Tough kid. Grew up an all-state wrestler in high school. Trying to get to 14 on the 2-point conversion. Kitna underneath. He's got it. Hauled in by Iverson Hooks. The 2-point conversion is good, and it's 28-14.
Another good play call by offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen. You're going to see Caleb Brown in the slot. He's going to run vertical that holds that safety and allows Iverson Hooks to run that slant and beat the corner. You're going to see, right, the RPO, runs the slant. Corner has outside leverage. There's number 5, Caleb Brown, who holds that safety, who I was telling you, who has the runoff. Nice play call by Alex Morrison. Nice accurate throw by Jalen Kitna. James, we got a ball game now.
Feels that way. 28-14. 2-touchdown lead for Florida Atlantic. 4 plays, 21 yards after the pick. Plenty of time for the Owls to operate with. But again, their offense, they've been on the field 1 play in, well, maybe about a half hour.
And that's what we talked about, right? Them being on the sideline. I've been in that situation, right, where your offense has a long drive, right? And the defense has been out there the entire game, and then you flip it. Your offense has to go out there, and they haven't had any reps in like 30 minutes of actual real time.
Yeah.
So we saw that. Velkamp throws an interception, and then another long drive right there, even though it was a short field. So your offense has essentially had like 2 plays in this quarter.
There's a flag out on the kickoff.
Unnecessary roughness, kicking team number 15. 15-yard penalty, kicking team number 5. 15-yard penalty, first down, Florida Atlantic.
7th UAB penalty tonight. It's cost them almost 60 yards.
And you pin them back deep on this kickoff. You got all the momentum shifted your way. You just can't make plays like that because now you're giving Florida Atlantic the ball. You see it right there on Trent Dilfer's face, right? Guys, we're finally getting some momentum. We can't beat ourselves. And literally, that was his message to us in the meetings. He felt like versus Army, they beat themselves with all the penalties they have. Another crucial penalty right there.
They felt like they were the better team, but it didn't show on the scoreboard. FAU runs it up the gut with Shields Dutton, climbs forward for just a yard. Vessel, the tackler, 2nd down and 9.
I'm going to play it 4. It'd be interesting if UAB gets this stop right here. Do they start potentially maybe using their timeouts and not let all this clock drift all the way off to the 2-minute timeout?
Have that 2-minute timeout built in. So essentially 4 timeouts for the Blazers to play with. On 2nd down and 9, back to the ground. And Sands gets chopped down. Maybe got a yard. It's 3rd and 8 upcoming for the Owls offense.
I'm really surprised Trent Dilfer is using that timeout because to your point, right? Oh, and there it goes right there.
Takes the timeout with 2:28 left before the half. Jeremiah Vessel with another tackle. Leading the UAB defense in that department. He's been all over the field, the transfer from UNLV.
Yeah, and I thought Trent took a little bit too long. He let about 4 or 5 seconds roll off because you thought about it, James. You have a built-in timeout with the 2-minute timeout. So why not use the timeout there? 3rd and 8, right? It's advantageous for your defense to get off the field. And you have all the momentum right now. If you're able to get this stop and give the ball back to your hot offense, we could be looking at this with them being down just 7 going into half. Who would have ever thought about that 4 or 5 minutes ago?
A look at Trent Dilfer. He's brought in an entirely new defensive coaching staff for UAB this season and a bunch of guys with NFL experience. I mean, look at Steve Russ, 2-time Super Bowl champ. Sam Mills, 17 years in the NFL.
Big 3rd down for this defense right here.
Third and 8. Wasim goes in motion. Velkamp. UAB drops 7. Checks it down underneath. Sands has the angle for the first down. Scampers out of bounds in plus territory. A crushing blow to the UAB defense, keeping this drive alive.
And that was a great job by Caden Velkamp because they send the receiver in motion. The UAB defender goes with him. So you're thinking, man, but they disguise and drop in the zone coverage. He does a nice job getting through his progressions and just checking it down to Sands and picking up a first down.
Fresh set of downs, and they run it with Sands, who has fresh legs. Remember, it was Shields Dutton in the first quarter, and now Jamari Sands, his 3rd carry of this 2nd session, goes for 4. Sends us to the 2-minute timeout, but the UAB Blazers getting a spark from their defense.
Devin Hightower with an athletic interception has turned this game around for the UAB Blazers. Can they get one more stop before the half?
A good one here in Boca. Coming up at the half, we'll send you over to Maria Travel Piece in Studio A for some of the top plays and performances in the American over the past week. Our game here, 28-14, Florida Atlantic leads UAB at the 2-minute timeout. What's at stake here in the final 2 minutes, Florida Atlantic with the ball?
Yeah, if you're Florida Atlantic, I believe they get the ball coming out at half, so they have a chance for a double dip. But if you're this UAB Blazers defense, you want to be able to get off the field, right? You've climbed your way back into this game. You got a turnover on the last drive. This is monumental that they hold Florida Atlantic to no points or at worst a field goal attempt.
Off tackle, a bruising run by Sands and a first down.
I believe it's coming back. It's a flag, I believe, holding.
Holding. Offense number 89. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
It's the tight end, Michael Kirch, who's coming off a career game when he broke out against Rice last week. 4 catches, 82 yards, and a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, talking to Zach Keatley, that's the area that he continues to try to work on to get better. Has strong hands, but the blocking game right here, it's a nice job on the edge by the Blazers. See him rip off that block. Right there, Kurtz has his hand on the outside. The ref is going to call that every single time.
Second down and 15. UAB drops 7. Spinner to the sideline. Wasim tackled out of bounds. Roped down on the sideline. Positive yardage, but it sets up 3rd and long.
And this is the same scenario they were in last time. Remember, Caden Veldkamp went through his progressions and checked it down to Sands, and he picked up the first down. This time, the Florida Atlantic Owls helped him out because they go out of bounds. So Trent Dilford doesn't even have to use a timeout. So it's a big play right here for both teams, right? Because if you're Florida Atlantic, you want to continue to bleed some clock. But if you're UAB and you get off the field here, you still have some time and some timeouts to make some moves on offense to potentially get another score right before half.
This is only the 4th third down tonight for the Owls. Draw play, Sands still on his feet. Stacked up shy of the 40. It's 4th down for Florida Atlantic.
Jamari Sands, the ball carrier.
Timeout on the field with 1:36 before the half.
I think we got a UAB timeout right there.
UAB. Second UAB timeout of this first half. Zach Kitley, the youngest college football coach in all of FBS. Hired back in December, 12 years of Division I experience. And he comes from a family of coaches. There he is with his dad. That is Wes Kitley, the track and field coach at Texas Tech, where he's won multiple indoor and outdoor NCAA national championships. And you ask Zach Kitley, you know, who's your mentor? He says that the first guy every time, and we've asked him this multiple times because we had him last year when he was at Texas Tech as the OC, he always says his father, Wes.
Really enjoy the conversation I had with Zach Kitley, talking about his dad, who he talked about as a track coach at Texas A&M. He told him when they struggled in the beginning of the year that it's going to take some time, right? It's going to take some time. And he said to always just be yourself, right? That's the biggest thing that he can give him as far as advice. And this is a massive down right here.
They go for it a bunch. 4th down. They sling it over the middle. Freedom. Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. Veldkamp to Dom Henry. What an answer.
And what a play design by Zach Kitley, right? They don't go stack doubles, they go stack trips. They have 3 receivers lined up in a single line. They felt like UAB was going to come out in man coverage. You get natural rub routes. You're going to see Dom Kitley win off the snap inside. Right away, he beats the corner on point, and then you just see the speed from Dom Henry running off on the Blazers. What a conversion on 4th down to swing that old momentum right back in favor of the Owls.
43-yard connection.
Extra point is good.
Florida Atlantic leads it 35-14. Another flag is out.
It's Florida Atlantic 35, UAB 14.
Veldkamp.
Corner after touchdown is good.
Okay, the point after is through. Penalty is declined. Veldkamp has 187, 2 touchdowns, completing 69% of his throws.
Veldkamp has been nails on 4th down the last couple of weeks. We saw it last week versus Rice, right? 4th and 5. He goes to Assad Wasim on a slot fade right there. 4th and 7, he finds Dom Henry on an end breaking route. The accuracy that he throws with on 4th down, and even last week he's able to find Michael Kirch on a play down the seam on 4th down. So quarterbacks tend to shrivel up in those big moments, but he has the poise to continue to be aggressive and throw the ball down the field even on 4th down. That was a heck of an answer by the Florida Atlantic offense.
Ensuing kick, end over end. And BB signals for the fair catch to bring it out for essentially a touchback. Veldkamp's dad is the strength and conditioning coach at Western Kentucky. When Kitley was the OC at Western Kentucky, he recruited Veldkamp to play for the Hilltoppers. Then Kitley left shortly thereafter to be the OC at Texas Tech. So they never actually got the coach-quarterback relationship until now.
Full circle moment though, right? He recruited him to go to Western Kentucky, ends up leaving, and always kept his eye on him, right? When he got this head coaching job, he thought Caden Veldkamp would be the perfect quarterback for him. Brought his receiver mate with him, Easton Messer, and right now this Florida Atlantic offense is clicking again on all cylinders. That was a big-time answer after the last drive, throwing the interception, bounce back, and have a touchdown scoring drive right before half.
Kitna on 1st and 10. That Trent Dilfer timeout did buy his offense some time. And they complete the pass for a gain of 9 to the 34-yard line. Make it 10. It is good enough for a 1st down. Move the chains.
And that's what you got to do if you're Jalen Kitna, right? Everything has to be at least 10 yards down the field because remember, the clock will stop until they set the football. So you want to make sure everything is down the field at least 10 yards or near the sideline like this so your players can get out of bounds.
Staying inbounds, clock continues to run.
That's a mental error right there by Antonio Gibson. You're near the sideline. Why cut back inbounds? Like you're going to gain maybe 1 yard right there. That's a coaching point for Trent Dilfer. I'm sure he'll talk to his young tight end about that.
Antonio Ferguson was trying to make one man miss. Instead, he got brought down inbounds. An injured Florida Atlantic Owl with 50 seconds left before the half. It's 2nd down and 4. That pauses the action. It's right at midfield. And Florida Atlantic is charged a timeout with the new injury rule in college football.
See some movement. It seems like he's flipping over right now. I believe that's Wendell Philord Jr., who actually got banged up earlier in this game. It's good to see him actually flip around and have movement. Right now he's on his knees. Looks like he's about to get up. It's good to see that.
He's the most experienced player on this Owls defense. Transferred in last year from Kaiser, a smaller school. Over 250 career tackles at both stops. Played at Miami Jackson High School.
They're starting slot corner, who essentially becomes like the Sam linebacker. So he's a tough kid, right? Not the biggest guy at 5'9", 180, but he'll stick it up there in the run game. And it's good, again, to see him walk off on the field on his own power.
Had a huge game last week against Rice.
2nd down, 31.
Critical 50 seconds for both teams. UAB trying to keep pace, and that's off the fingertips of the wide receiver. Incomplete. 3rd down and 4. That play only took 4 seconds.
And that was actually a good throw by Jalen Kitna. He was trying to go to number 6, Brandon Hawkins Jr. The safety had inside leverage, so he was trying to throw him away from the safety. Just a little hot, and Hawkins wasn't able to come down with the catch.
4 for 10 tonight on 3rd downs. UAB has 3rd and 4. Kitna scanning. Off his hands. Hawkins again. Back-to-back drops by the receiver who played in 5 games for the Blazers last year before a season-ending injury.
Yeah, that's kind of plagued this UAB offense. We saw Elijah Lag in the end zone drop one. And right there, Brandon Hawkins' hands were just kind of discombobulated the way he was trying to catch that football. Instead of having them together, he had one on top of the other. It's really hard to catch the football like that. That was a nice, accurate throw by Jalen Kitna, and the Blazers are just not able to take advantage of good field position and also a couple first downs that they got on that drive.
They come out to punt. And Messer reels it in at the 17. UAB really missing Corey Milliner this game, the sensational freshman, currently not with the team. Coach wouldn't tell us much about the situation, but he was big time for them last year and the first 3 games of this season.
Yeah, he was their #1 receiver. He was a guy that I know Trent was excited about. I talked to him at the American Media Day, and he's talking about, yes, we lost a couple guys, but this Corey Milner guy, right, at 6'1", can really go up and get the football. We saw that the first couple of weeks, and they definitely missed his skill set out on the field today.
3 drops in this first half by UAB wideouts. 1st and 10, Florida Atlantic. How aggressive will they be? Assad Wassim, he's a burner. Cuts out of bounds after a gain of 9. 2nd down and 1, stopping the clock with a half minute.
Yeah, simple screenplay. Just want to get Wassim in space. Does a nice job getting some positive yards. Almost picked up a first down there. Now we'll see them potentially get a little bit more aggressive now that they got a positive gain on that first down.
They hand it off and pick up the first with Sands. Inside of 2 minutes, the clock does stop to move the chains. FAU's down to 1 timeout.
For an Owls first down.
Over 300 yards of total offense in this first half. Veldkamp surveying. Wisely gets rid of it to save another play. Took a beating on the tail end. 2nd and 10.
So they tried to screen and go to the right. Nice job by the Blazers on defense, not biting for it. The safety was back deep. You're going to see it to the right of your screen. He fakes the screen and go. It's covered, gets to his left, and just throws the football away. That's a nice decision right there by Caden Veldkamp. He talked about it. Got hit a little hard on that play, but that was a nice job not making a bonehead play and trying to force the ball down the field, throwing it away to live to play another down.
Has a tremendous command of this offense and a ton of freedom to operate. 16 seconds before the break. Bootleg. Drills it. Incomplete. Platt was out of bounds, and it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he tried to get that toe drag swagging on the sideline. Couldn't get his feet in bounds. That was actually a nice throw by Caden Veldkamp on the rollout to the right to try to find Platt on the sideline.
3rd and 10. 11 seconds before the half. Florida Atlantic leading UAB 35-14. And they run it with Shields Dutton on what should send us to intermission. Halftime is here in Boca Raton. Florida Atlantic leads UAB 35-14. 310 yards of total offense at the break for the Owls. UAB called a timeout with 8 seconds left.
Which is smart, right? Because now you can put your pump block team in, try to see if you can steal one right before half. So I was a little surprised that Coach Kitley didn't maybe run the ball on 2nd down as well. They tried that rollout to the right, goes out of bounds. Knew they would run it on 3rd down, but that's a headsy play right there by Trent Dilford, right? To force Florida Atlantic to punt this football away. You put your punt block team in and try to get a block. There probably will only be one returner and everybody else at the line of scrimmage.
(35-14). They have a dangerous return man back deep in Brown. Former 4-star recruit, a former top 100 player out of high school. Signed with Ohio State, then went to Iowa, now at UAB. Punts away cleanly. It will take a Florida Atlantic hop out of bounds, and that will send us to halftime.
Nice job by Logan Lupo. Catch and punt, right? When it's an all-out block, just catch the ball, punt it, get it in play. Does a nice job keeping it away from the returner. And Florida Atlantic's able to go into the half up 3 scores.
Catch and release. FAU receives the second half kickoff. They led 28-0. Then UAB had 2 quick touchdowns after a long scoring drive and interception. Led to another touchdown and then a 40-yarder from Florida Atlantic through the air to add 1 more touchdown. Smackers with Coach Kitley now downstairs.
Coach, some trickery and aggressive play calls really pay off early. How did that work for you?
Yeah, just, it comes down to execution. I'm pretty proud of where we're at. One play where one guy does not do his job and we have a turnover. It's like they haven't stopped us. Continue to execute. Got to come out this second half firing because they're not quitting.
You mentioned the turnover. Your defense got
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job of adapting, and our coaching staff on the defense, we got to get going. We got to adapt too, and we've got to be able to get back after him like we were in that first quarter, because they kind of bled us out. Had like an 8-minute drive or so, something like that in that second quarter that really bled us out, and we've got to get better from there. Thank you.
Zach Kitley already 35 here at the half. This offense is humming. The defense with 4 sacks. And Florida Atlantic takes a 3-touchdown lead into the locker room. Looking for back-to-back wins. Family weekend here in Boca. All Owls. It's halftime here in Boca between the UAB Blazers and the Florida Atlantic Owls. Let's send you to Studio A and Maria Tribal Piece.
Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal Piece, and boy, do we have some great plays for you this week, a lot of which come on the soccer pitch. We'll begin with Florida Atlantic taking on Missouri State. Mamadou Diarra is second in the American in goals scored, and he adds another goal to his total with this one, striking it to the back of the net. Let's head over to the football field, Navy and Air Force. We know that the midshipmen love to run the football, but Blake Horvath likes to pass too. And it becomes a lot easier when he has targets like Eli Heidenreich, who corrals that ball in with one hand. Some more soccer for you, this one coming on the women's side, all tied up at 1 between UAB and Charlotte. Bit of a scuffle, then Annabelle Walker kicks this ball to the back of the net. That's her first collegiate goal. South Florida has been pretty successful in men's soccer over the years, and this season in particular, they have a guy by the name of Fabio Bozen who can score goals like this. Our number one play this week comes from the Memphis Tigers. That is Cortez Braham, bringing that ball down with one hand. We need to watch this again because look at the ease that Braham catches this ball. Oh my goodness. If you see a play this week, make sure you use the hashtag #AmericanTopPlays on social. Keep it right here. We have more action coming up for you on ESPN+.
Welcome back to Boca Raton, Florida, on the campus of Florida Atlantic University. It's halftime between the Blazers and the Owls. The American on ESPN Plus is home to over 40 college football games, 1,000 exclusive live events, and every American Conference championship throughout the season. For more information and to sign up, visit stream.espn.com. Now let's go rejoin Maria in Studio A.
Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal-Peace. The American announced their weekly awards in men's soccer, women's soccer, volleyball, and football. We take a look at all of the top performers on this week's American's Best. Volleyball's Offensive Player of the Week is South Florida's Maria Clara Andrade. Andrade helped guide the Bulls to a pair of wins over Temple and North Texas, averaging 5.50 points per set while hitting .293. The men's soccer Offensive Player of the Week is Tulsa's Heis Hovius. Hovius lifted the Golden Hurricane to their first conference win of the season, scoring the game-winning goal in the 90th minute to defeat UAB 1-0. Football's Offensive Player of the Week is Navy's Blake Horvath. Horvath set a program record with 469 yards of total offense to help Navy remain unbeaten with a 34-31 win against Air Force. Horvath completed 20 of 26 passes, a career-high 339 yards and 3 touchdowns while adding 130 rushing yards, including a 59-yard touchdown on 17 carries. The Offensive Player of the Week in women's soccer is North Texas's Mia Bernard. Bernard scored the game-winning goal in the 79th minute of a 1-0 win over Temple on Thursday in the Mean Green's lone match of the week. The juniors' goal propelled North Texas to its first American Conference win of the season. For more on the weekly awards, you can visit our website at theamerican.org. Keep it right here. We have more coming up for you on ESPN+.
Halftime here in Boca, Florida Atlantic leads UAB 35-14. The second half is coming up next. We'll have first half highlights and the second half kickoff when we come back. Florida Atlantic leads UAB 35-14, start of the third quarter. 310 yards of total offense for the Owls in that first half.
Really good balance in that first quarter between the run and pass. You see Caden Shields Dutton with a physical run, makes three Blazer defenders miss, and right here getting them on the edge. Nice job by the tight end, Michael Kirch, number 89, blocking. And then Easton Messer said, "Coach, I can throw the pill too. Let me throw it." Downtown to Jason Platt right there for a big-time touchdown. But the Blazers would not go away. Solomon Beebe, stiff arms a guy, gets to the edge with that explosive ability. Right there, Devin Hightower with athletic interception, right? And then they pay it off. Right there, Solomon Beebe on the edge. If you let him get to the edge, he's getting to the end zone. But what an answer from the Owls. Dom Henry from Caden Belkamp on fourth down. Endbreaker takes it to the house to extend this lead to 3 scores.
First half numbers, 310 yards for Florida Atlantic. 128, most of it in the second quarter for UAB. 4 sacks from the Florida Atlantic defense. They had 8 all season coming in.
Complimentary football through and through. Defense has been dominant at times, getting contributions in the special teams phase, and then the offense has been very efficient.
This is returnable, and room for Platt. Stutter stepping out of bounds around midfield. A 3-touchdown lead for Florida Atlantic, Smacker.
Can you tell me when I'm off? Hey guys, I talked to Coach Dilfer coming out of the locker room, and he told me they need to build on those 2 good drives offensively. They have to play better. He said they came out emotionally well, and they weren't able to execute. One by one, they have to execute. Defensively, he told me they have to get to Veldkamp. They have to disrupt him, or they will not have success. And beyond that, they have to play their best 30 minutes of football.
FAU with the ball just shy of midfield. And a first down run between the tackles for Shields Dutton, who runs hard.
And that's what's also plagued them. Besides the pre-snap penalty, the Blazers have missed way too many tackles. We saw it on the first touchdown run by Caden Shields Dutton. You see it right there on that last play.
Shields Dutton again. A gain of 3.
Caden Shields Dutton, the ball carrier.
Sets up 2nd down and 7. He's been the primary back with 9 rushing attempts in this contest for Florida Atlantic. Running back by committee. He's had the hot hand tonight, and he has a new career high, 43 yards.
Coming into this game, only had 18 carries on the entire season. He's been their bell cow today. His physicality has been a big difference in this offense for the Owls this evening.
Navigating for a first down. Pinballing off would-be tacklers.
And I'm so glad you said that, because I was like, he's literally like a bowling ball bouncing off pins in between the tackles.
Another first down for the Owls.
But we talked about this in the opening, James. Neither one of these teams are at the top of the American when it comes to running the football, but I have loved what Zach Keatley has done as far as balance on offense and being able to run the ball as well as throw it as well.
Shields Dutton, a one-cut run down to the 11-yard line. Goalie, the tackler in the secondary for UAB. What a drive to start the 3rd quarter.
What a coming out party from Shields Dutton. But give some love to the offensive line. Look how they just caved the left side of the Blazers' defensive line to create that massive hole. Me and you could have ran through that, James, and maybe picked up 10 yards. Nice job by the offensive line. We have a player down right now.
And it is Shields Dutton. It's the running back, who's had a fantastic game, up to 70 yards on 11 attempts, an average north of 6 yards per carry. A new career high that was previously 37 coming into this contest.
Seems like something maybe in his eyes trying to wipe it out. Glad to see him up because, again, he's added a different element to this Florida Atlantic offense today as far as the physicality in the run game. So it's good to see him walk off on his own power and walk to the sideline.
New set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 11. Veldkamp faking the option. Slides, then gets plastered at the 9-yard line. That will draw an easy flag. Calvin Pitcher took his head off.
Just got to be smart as a defender, right? As a quarterback's getting ready to go down. Now, again, his helmet is not helmet to helmet right there. He kind of dives over him. Well, actually, it's a face mask touch, but it's not targeting. I think they just hit him with a late hit. And it looks like they're actually picking up that flag. Because, again, it wasn't malicious right there. It didn't seem like he launched at his head or neck area at all. He was trying to get over top of him. And again, that's hard when you're 6'6" at quarterback.
That would have been the 8th UAB penalty. They pick it up, 2nd and 8. Full house backfield with Veldkamp. Back shoulder. Incomplete. A flag is out. Cogier on the coverage. Make it goalie, I should say.
James, I don't think I like that. Right. Now, again, he doesn't get his head around, but he doesn't impede the receiver from coming back to get the football. You can see this replay right here. They're both hand fighting. Right? He tries to go back through him. Now, he doesn't get his head around, but I don't think he interferes with him to come back and catch that football.
And the pass was a little bit underthrown.
And that's what you're taught as a quarterback, especially on a back shoulder fade. Underthrow it. You're either going to get a touchdown from your player or most likely a pass interference like you got on that play.
First and goal, Owls. They run it. Shields Dutton back in the lineup. Forward progress stopped at the 1. Second and goal.
James, what a tough run, because literally that looked like it was going to be tackled for no gain or a loss, and he just continues to turn the leg. You see him smiling right there, because I was like, oh, he's not going down. He's getting the pay dirt right there. Gets stopped just short of the goal line.
3 minutes gone by in this third quarter. First drive of the second half for Florida Atlantic that started around midfield after a long kick return from Jay-Sean Platt. Second and goal. Between the tackles, the push up front, and a touchdown. Third of the game for Shields Dutton, a new career high.
Nice job by the big guys up front. You see them celebrating in front of the camera. Sir O'Brien doesn't like that. He tries to jump in front of the camera, the UAB defensive back. But that drive was literally on Shields Dutton and the offensive line, imposing their will, which we haven't really seen from this Florida Atlantic team. You see number 62, Onino King, who's starting right now for Alex at Cabbage. He pulls from right to left on that power play, and then just a nice job by Shields Dutton getting downhill, being physical, getting to the end zone.
42-14 FAU.
Caden Shields Dutton and this offensive line put on their hard hats, and they're saying, put it on us, coach. We can get into the end zone.
You're watching the American Conference on ESPN Plus. Here inside FAU Stadium in Boca with Lige Douzable. I'm James Westling. We've got Smacker Miles on the sidelines and two really statement drives from Florida Atlantic to end the first half. Correct. And to kick off this third quarter.
Those were monumental for Florida Atlantic. Zach Keatley talked about it at halftime, getting that momentum back on the offensive side. Big time play on fourth down to Dom Henry right before half, and then right there, right, the big guys up front, and Dutton doing the dirty work on offense to get him into the end zone.
Ensuing kickoff is a touchback. UAB had some momentum. It was 28-14. They had a takeaway, back-to-back touchdowns, and Florida Atlantic has responded. First-year head coach Zach Keatley trying to build this program. They didn't win a game in the American a season ago, and his team, they were able to flip the script after UAB had scored back-to-back touchdowns. What does that say about just his coaching ability and how he gets his guys to dial in?
It's about how you handle adversity, right? You have a big lead to start the game. You can kind of falter. They gave up 14 unanswered, but they were able to answer, get the momentum back on their side. That is a sign of a well-coached team.
Youngest coach in FBS. Handoff, run play. It's a gain of 2. Second down and 8, and Keatley, one of several new coaches in the American. Scott Abel running that shotgun triple option at Rice. Tim Albin from Ohio to Charlotte. Casey Keeler's done a fantastic job at Temple. And then Trey Lamb, another young up-and-comer at Tulsa.
I want to highlight Casey Keeler back where he's from. NV Northeast, knows how to recruit there, man. Gave Navy a real scare. That game came down to the wire. They were a couple plays away from being 4-2 this year.
Brandon Hawkins on the receiving end of that pass, good for a first down. Temple's already matched or exceeded their win total from last year.
And that shows you how good of a coach Casey Keeler is, right? Whether it's at Delaware, whether it's at Sam Houston, he just knows how to win football games. And now he's back in the Northeast where he's from, recruiting that area, trying to bring that pride back, that Temple tough pride back to Temple.
Kitna keeps it after the fake and overshoots his tight end, J.C. Sivley, leaking out in the backfield. 2nd and 10. Elsewhere in the American today, this was last night. South Florida went into Denton, Texas, and put on a clinic, 63-36. There's that Navy game you were talking about. UTSA up on Rice 14-3, and Army gets a 24-7 win over Charlotte.
Yeah, circling that UTSA Rice game because we will be on the call for the North Texas UTSA game next week.
Breaking news.
UTSA has an opportunity to get to 3-3 and go into that game. North Texas is reeling after that massive loss to South Florida. It'll be interesting to see how Eric Morris gets his guys back, revved up for that game after taking a tough loss at home.
3rd and 8 for UAB.
They want to try to get some of that momentum back, like sustained drives. They were able to do that right before half to get some of that momentum, but Florida Atlantic came back and took it away. And scoring on that first drive, Florida Atlantic has all the momentum on that side. It's a big third down for the Blazers to try to get back into this game.
4 for 11 on third downs. Pressure. Kitna spins it incomplete.
Late flag.
The intended target was Caleb Brown.
But there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, they're going to get Chris Tooley for pass interference, number 8.
Pass interference. Defense, number 0. Spot foul. Automatic. First down.
It'll go against Phil Lord. 2nd time he's been flagged tonight for the Owls.
I don't know if he was actually in the game or they were confused because that 8 is hard. It's hard to tell. You might think it's 0, but I think it was actually Chris Tooley down at the bottom of your screen. He was the one that was actually on. Caleb Brown, you're going to see right here, he grabs at the top of the route. I think the ref just got confused with that number. But yeah, Chris Tooley, you can't grab at the top of the route.
All right, Wendell, you were off the hook. It was Tooley. Kitna dancing left into traffic, incomplete, and it's 2nd down and 10.
And it's a good thing he was inaccurate with that because Jaden Sweeney, number 26, He had inside leverage as the safety. He was breaking on that the entire way on that stop route. Good thing Jalen Kittner was off, because that could have been 6 going the other way.
Give a lot of credit to FAU's defense. I mean, UAB's a plus 400 yard per game offense, and they're at 143 so far.
And the thing that's plagued this Florida Atlantic defense is misfits and explosive plays. And they've kind of mitigated that today. They've tackled really well. The defensive line is hunted, getting after Jalen Kittner, and they haven't had the misfits in the run game.
Kittner has to check it down underneath. It'll set up 3rd and about 3 after a gain of 7. Complete to Xavier Daisy. His first catch of the game. Coming off a career high 7 grabs a week ago.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because I was going to ask you, James, was that his first catch today? He's a guy that's really come on strong the last 2 weeks, especially since Corey Milner has not been with the team. So a little bit surprised it was midway through the 3rd quarter where he got his first touch in the game.
3rd and 3 UAB. Backside pressure, Kittner climbing, that's on the money. Oh, first down and some to around the 25-yard line, complete to the tight end, Antonio Ferguson.
You get some shout out to the offensive line from UAB. They allowed Kittner to go through his progression. Look, he looks right, looks left, steps up to the pocket, finds Antonio Ferguson on this drag route to get a crucial first down on 3rd down. That's a nice job by the offensive line, allowing Kittner to go through his progressions and then find his tight end.
New set of downs for the Blazers. Kittner keeps it underneath. First down to his tight end, Elijah Lag. Redemption after a touchdown drop earlier in the game. They're knocking on the door at the 11.
And I love this answer by the Blazers offense. Now, they have to finish it off and pay it off with a touchdown, but I love the balance on this. Jalen Kittner, real comfortable. They're moving the launch point for him, getting him out on the edge. Throws an easy throw to Elijah Lag for a first down on that bootleg. That's Nate Rogers in the game right now, number 16, the backup quarterback.
Known as their runner, 5 rushing attempts on the season, has not attempted a pass. Rolling out, using his speed. Touchdown, UAB. Rogers, the quarterback. An 11-yard rushing touchdown.
Love the play call by Alex Mortensen, right? You fake, like the quarterback is running speed sweep to the right, get him out on the bootleg. He's faster than the defensive end. But watch the physicalness right here at the end. That's Dudal Rogers, a corner. He meets him at the goal and says, "You're too small. You're not big enough." What a physical run right there by Nate Rogers to get into the end zone.
All right, Nate Rogers is 195. Derek Rogers is 175. So the quarterback did have a good 20 pounds on him.
Yeah, he has some weight on him, James.
What an effort.
Looks like they're going for 2 again. I think this is analytic based, right? Because if you're able to get it and then tie the game up, you're actually ahead on the scoreboard. You got it.
2-point conversion is good. They plow into the end zone. It's a 20-point game.
And this right here is Ryder Burton, the 3rd-string quarterback. He gets in, but right there, Nate Rogers gets on the scoreboard to cut this to a 3-score lead. The Blazers are not going away.
quarterback power. 9 plays, 75 yards, a little over 4 minutes off the clock. The 11-yard rushing touchdown by the Wildcat quarterback. UAB got buried in the first quarter. They were down 21-0. But since then, they've outscored FAU. I mean, they continue to fight here on the road.
It is a big kickoff because what has also plagued them is special teams. We were talking about this, James, right before we went to break. Florida Atlantic has 3 drives where they started in plus territory. They just had that big return from Jason Platt, which set up another score for them. If you're this kickoff team, you got to go down here and cover. You can't allow a big return. Again, your offense just went out there, put a drive together, scored to cut this within 3 scores. Help your defense out, right? Pin the Florida Atlantic back deep in their own side of the field.
Shorter kickoff. It's returnable once again. Platt, this time barely to the 20. Much better kickoff return coverage.
Florida Atlantic has been able to answer every time the Blazers get a little bit of momentum. If you're this Blazers defense, right, you had the 1 interception, but besides that, you really have not been able to stop Florida Atlantic's offense. You got them pinned back deep here. This is an opportunity to steal some of that momentum back.
The top 2 passers in the country in completions per game. Their comparison tonight, 190 Veldkamp, 156 for Kitna. A couple of touchdowns from the FAU quarterback.
Yeah, Florida Atlantic a little bit more balanced than we're accustomed to seeing them tonight.
That's hummed out of bounds, incomplete. It's 2nd and 10 for the Owls offense.
And it goes back to what we kind of talked about, right, James? That one drive that was almost 7 minutes for the Blazers. Your offense isn't out there. The continuity, it's tough to get in that rhythm on offense. And then the last drive, it was literally all Caden Shields Dutton in the offensive line. So Veldkamp didn't really have to throw the ball right there, just a little bit off on a back shoulder fade.
2nd down and 10. Four-man rush. Veldkamp escaping. Sands gang tackled after a 5-yard pickup. Brings up 3rd down.
It's a nice job by Caden Veldkamp rolling to the left. He's a right-handed quarterback, so he has a scrub. Nice job, too, by Jamari Sands. Look at the soft hands by the running back. High points it, right hands catch, gets up the field, gets a positive gain.
Tempo on a 3rd down quarterback run play. It's good enough to move the chains. He's an underrated runner.
Love the decisiveness there, right? 3rd and like 3 or 4. First 2 reads aren't there. Be decisive, get north and south, and with that big frame at 6'6", almost 240 pounds, he's gonna fall forward. Does a nice job picking up that 1st down.
120 yards rushing tonight for Florida Atlantic.
They only average 116 a game on the season.
1st down throw. Assad Wasim comes back to it. Make it Henry, I should say.
Veldkamp pass complete to Tom Henry.
And that right there is when this Florida Atlantic offense is playing at a high level. Plays like that quick comeback, staying ahead of the chains, right? You get 7 yards on a quick comeback. Now the playbook is open to you on 2nd down. You can run it here, or you can even take a shot because on 3rd and 3, the playbook is still wide open to you.
They'll run it with Sands. He has the 1st down. Wiggles to the 45.
Jamari Sands, the ball carrier.
The Florida Atlantic offense has been impressive tonight.
Yeah, Sands, we just saw him with a nice hand catch on that last 2nd down on this play. He does a nice job, right? Good vision. Bounces it outside because they lose leverage in contain and picks up a 1st down.
First down and 10 from the 46.
Fake to the back. Veldkamp wide open. Inside the 30. Brandon Hoke, a freshman from nearby Fort Lauderdale.
Nice play design. They're going to orbit motion the running back into the backfield. You're going to see it right here. Then they show you the power look, right, to slow you down, heavy play action pass. He finds Hoke down the sideline for a big completion.
Touchdown, Florida Atlantic. On the very next play, Veldkamp to Assad Wasim, who's now caught a touchdown in 4 of his last 5.
James, we talked about it, right? The Florida Atlantic offense is answered every time the Blazers get a little bit of momentum. That was an absolute strike from Caden Veldkamp because he understood with that safety in the middle of the field, I have to drive this football. I can't float it. He drives it to Assad Wasim, who has blazing speed. If you give him a step, he will blow the top off the defense. You see it right there for a big-time touchdown.
Florida Atlantic's offense is still out there for the 2-point try to try and counter UAB's 2-point conversions. Looking for a 50-burger. Veldkamp, a dart. And Florida Atlantic has it. 50-22, our new score.
I love stacks and bunches. You see it right there. Assad Wasim downfield on a go route for a touchdown. Then he pays it off on a 2-point conversion.
Caden Veldkamp has tossed 3 touchdowns, has 257 yards. That scoring drive was 7 plays, 80 yards. 246 off the stadium clock. A 29-yard touchdown reception by Assad Wasim, who's really starting to blossom in this offense.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, usually we're so used to calling Easton Messer's name, but besides the touchdown throw, it's really been Jay-Sean Platt and Assad Wasim. But that also shows you the maturation, right, of Caden Veldkamp. Coach Kitley talked about that. He felt like in the beginning of the year he was trying to force the ball to Easton, and that's why he had some of those interceptions. Now he's throwing to the open guy, and he sees that he has playmakers besides Easton Messer on the outside.
Wasim is over 100 yards on 7 catches, 105 and a touchdown. And Easton Messer, to your point, he's caught just 1 pass. He threw the 48-yard touchdown, but
Correct.
He's been quiet.
And again, that shows the maturation of Caden Veldkamp, not trying to force him the ball. Now, the one interception he did have He was trying to go to Easton Messer on that, just like last week versus Rice, down the seam trying to go to him. But this is what happens when you have subsequent playmakers on the outside. You can spread the wealth. And yes, it may not be Easton Messer's game this week, but best believe there'll be games for him to go off like he does. That's why he's a leading active FBS holder in receptions per game for this season.
And he's still had a huge impact with the 48-yard touchdown pass on the trick play, and he's had a long punt return that set up a score. A flag is out. Brown on the sweep. Brown still going. Wrapped up around the 45. But we'll check on the penalty.
There is a flag on the play.
Legal formation again. The receiver has to be on the line of scrimmage. The offensive tackle can't be the last
Illegal
guy.
formation. More than 4 players in the backfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And that's a mental thing, right? And this is what drives Trent up a wall. Like, the receiver down bottom has to be on the line of scrimmage. If he's not, that makes the tackle the end man on the line of scrimmage. So it's an illegal formation. And he was the guy that was actually getting the ball. So I wonder if Caleb Brown was so concerned and thinking about what I'm going to do with the ball, that's a detail. You have to be detail-oriented. You have to be on the line of scrimmage there.
Screen play to Beebe over the middle. He's a burner. Solomon Beebe shedding tacklers. He's inside the 40-yard line. Run out of bounds by Johnson.
He's just electric with the ball in his hand. A tunnel screen, nice job looking off to the right, bringing him back across the offensive line. Does a good job getting down the field. And this is why he's one of the best kick returners in the nation. That's essentially a kick return or a punt return. Just get it to him in space and watch him make moves in the open field. Nice play design by offensive coordinator Alex Mortensen right there.
1st and 10 Blazers at the 37-yard line.
37.
Kitna hands it off. Beebe. A gain of 9 yards on the ground. Sets up 2nd down and 1. Tyler Stolsky, the eventual tackler.
It's a nice job by the offensive line on that outside zone. Number 70, John Darius Morgan, does a really good job displacing the defensive tackle. Nice job right there by Solomon Beebe. One cut getting downhill and getting 9 yards on that 1st down carry.
On 2nd and 1, Beebe again. This time he's swallowed up at the 30. Lost 2 yards on the play. C.J. Doggett, the Ohio transfer with the TFL.
Great penetration up front on the defensive line. That last play they were going east and west. Doggett does a nice job getting penetration right there. You see him knock back number 75, Caleb Perez. Solomon Beebe has to stop his feet. Then the rest of the aisles come to the party. But that's a nice job by number 1, C.J. Doggett, creating havoc in the backfield, playing on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage.
7th Florida Atlantic tackle for loss. 3rd down. Kitna bouncing. Too tall and incomplete. Intended for his tight end lag. And it's 4th and 3 for the Blazers.
I thought he had an opportunity for number 18, Xavier Daisy, who was coming from right to left on that drag route. You saw Daisy kind of throw his hands up like, I'm wide open. He saw the safety right there, but as Daisy continued his route, he was wide open. And Jalen Kitna just got off and tried to find his tight end down the middle, and Elijah lagged. And as expected, the Blazers will go for it in plus territory on 4th down.
Picked up their earlier 4th down in this game. 4th and 3 at the 30-yard line. They need the 27.
And for mesh concept, crossers to pick off defenders.
Out of the backfield, Jackson's wide open. A race to the pylon. He's bumped out of bounds inside the 5. 1st and goal, Blazers.
And that was just a drop coverage, right? They did run the concept with the crossers coming from right to left to pick off defenders, but Devon Jackson literally just goes to the flat and nobody goes with him. Now, a defender, the linebacker, gets picked there in man coverage. That's what happens when you run those crossers. Those linebackers get picked. So that's a nice play design by Alex Mortensen, realizing that Florida Atlantic is most likely going to be in man coverage, but he ends up getting dropped in coverage for a big completion and run after catch.
1st and goal. Leaking out. Jacobs hit. Bounces into the end zone. Touchdown UAB.
Kitna with the 3-yard touchdown pass to Isaiah Jacobs.
It's 50-28, and these teams continue to trade touchdowns.
Back and forth we go, Jay. Simple rollout to the right. You get Isaiah Jacobs to the flat. He was in the fullback position. Right there, one-on-one with the safety. I believe that was Jaden Sweeney. Drops the shoulder on him and gets into the end zone.
On for the 2-point attempt.
UAB going for 2. They've not attempted an extra point once tonight. Beebe on the screen, wiggles in for the 2-point conversion. And it's 50-30.
Another good play design. They detach the offensive tackle, and it's a numbers game. They have more guys than Florida Atlantic has to defend right there. Get it to one of their better playmakers out in space. Solomon Beebe on the screenplay. He gets into the end zone for that 2-point conversion.
Here's the Kitna touchdown, his first passing touchdown tonight.
Love that they put Isaiah Jacobs, their running back, at fullback. He out-leverages the defense. But right there, number 20, Chris Keys has an opportunity, but the physicalness of Isaiah Jacobs gets into the end zone again. Number count, right? Nice job by Isaiah Jacobs blocking for his running back mate right there, Solomon Beebe, on the screenplay to get into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. I just love the fight that this offense continues to show from the Blazers.
It was 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Florida Atlantic with the lead. Since then, it has been back and forth, anybody's game.
Correct. And that's the issue, right? You go down 28-0. It's hard to spot somebody that many points and crawl back into this game. But I love the mental fortitude of the Blazers offense. They continue to go out there and put drives together and score. Now they just need their defense to come to the party and come up with a couple stops.
They have one takeaway, the UAB defense. Platt. Blockers downfield, and he's all the way out to the 35-yard line.
Jason
Flag
with the return.
Caden Veldkamp, the FAU quarterback, looking for another 300-yard outing.
Yeah, he's done a nice job being efficient. Hasn't thrown it as much as we're accustomed to, but you see Dom Emery on 4th down on that end breaking route. What I really love, James, is he spread the football around, right? He's not just honing in on one receiver. That was a nice dime right there to Jamari Sands to keep that drive alive. You see it down the field to Assad Wassi on that last touchdown drive. He has been in his bag, spreading the football around, 16-24, 257 yards, 3 passing touchdowns.
The penalties against the Blazers.
And again, it's been on all 3 phases, right? The pre-snap penalties on defense has been the missed tackles and also pass interferences, and on special teams. Like, that's the second time they got hit with a personal foul. I'm all about aggression and blocking through the echo of the whistle, but you have to be smart, right? You can't knock somebody's helmet off and give Florida Atlantic the ball at the 50-yard line.
Sands running, trying to get outside. Swallowed up. Another marker on back-to-back plays.
Holding, offense number 78. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's the right tackle, Daughtry Richardson.
Florida Atlantic hasn't had too many penalties. They've had a few on defense, but the offense has been playing at a high level, right? They've played pretty clean game on that side of the ball, side of the football. Let's see if the Blazers can take advantage of that first down penalty.
Now, Richardson got his name called because he was penalized, but I do want to note that he cracked Bruce Feldman's annual Freaks list preseason. One of my favorite preseason lists.
Oh, yeah.
He's a specimen. Sands on a right side run, trying to get back that lost yardage, picks up about 5.
Tackle by Devin Hightower.
Good job by the Blazers right there, holding that first down run to about 5 yards. Again, 2nd and 15. Right here, if you're Caden Veldkamp, you just want to get half of this back, right? Get about 7 yards right here to make it a manageable 3rd down.
2nd down, 15.
2nd and 15. Messer across the formation. There's his 2nd catch of the night. Not much room, a gain of just a yard.
What a play by number 12, Tylen McNichols. He's locked up right there where Michael Kurtz, the tight end, and he's giving up about 20, 25 pounds. He does a nice job being the edge defender, forcing Messer back inside while the rest of the Blazers come and make that tackle for only 2 gains. That's a nice play on the outside to force that thing back inside.
So it's 3rd and 13 when we come back for the 4th quarter. Florida Atlantic 50, UAB 30. It is a shootout here in Boca. The 4th quarter is coming up next.
And that was the end of the third quarter with this score.
What is this? There's the score by quarter. Florida Atlantic opened up a 21-point lead and actually scored the first 28 points of this football game, but UAB continues to fight and try and claw back. This is 3rd and 13. Sands on the screen. The running back makes one man miss. Another stays in bounds and twists to the 41-yard line, and it'll be a very manageable 4th down.
And that's what's plagued this Blazers defense, right? You have them in 3rd and 13. You can't have 3 missed tackles because you know that Florida Atlantic is aggressive on 4th down. And 4th and 2, the analytic book says go for it.
They go for it a lot, and they pick it up. Messer plucked that out of the October night sky for a first down.
Nice job by Zach Keatley and Keldon Veldkamp getting everybody to the line of scrimmage. Quickly, UAB was discombobulated. Nobody was lined up. He finds his slot receiver, Easton Messer, on just a quick out route and picks up a first down.
This Florida Atlantic offense really starting to resemble Kitley's Texas Tech teams in Western Kentucky. They are hitting their stride.
Talked about it earlier, James, from the air raid system. But what I've loved today is that he shows that they can play with balance. Like, they can hand the ball off and run it with some of these physical backs and have complementary football with the defense, you know, getting 4+ sacks in this game and being stifling at times. So really love the switch up by this Florida Atlantic team. And now they're trying to just burn some clock off being up 3 scores.
FAU stays perfect on their 4th downs tonight, 3 for 3. That was their 24th running play, and they've called 28 pass plays. I mean, that is balance to a T.
And we're not accustomed to seeing that from Florida Atlantic. We weren't accustomed to seeing Caden Shields Dutton, right? But I believe he has 3 rushing touchdowns today. So I love the switch up by Zach Keatley, just giving other teams something else to track and watch on film to prepare for as the season progresses.
2nd down and 8, handoff. Up the middle, close to the 25. A gain of 3. Brings up another 3rd down for the Owls offense.
It was a really good block by Keno King, number 62, who's in for the injured Alex Alcavich. He pulls from right to left, hooks the defensive end, and Sands was able to get to the outside.
First drive of this 4th quarter, 3rd down and 5 for the Owls. They will run it. Shields Dutton. A flag comes in at the tail end of the play after a gain of 2. And this will be against the offense.
I think he's going to be in the center.
Holding. Offense number 57. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's the left tackle, Nonar.
You'll see him on the right of your screen. He has a hinge block right there, and he hooks the defensive end, right? Feet got too spread out, ends up hooking him. The ref's going to call that every single time.
3rd and 15, FAU.
He undressed the coverage. So they're going to be in a 2-shell, 2-high safety look.
Veldkamp, he is surgical. It's off the hands of Wasim, incomplete. Oh, he had him at the 15.
He had exactly what he wanted. The hand clap made the Blazers undress their disguise. I talked about a 2-high safety look. That's the void right in the middle, down the seam. And that was a really good throw because he has to beat that linebacker, but also keep him away from the safety. Asad Wasim is just not able to come down with it. It seems like that Kenny is going to be real aggressive on this 4th and 15 and go for it.
Too long for a field goal. It'd be a short punt. They've been perfect tonight on 4th downs. Veldkamp, incomplete. And no flags on the play. UAB with a turnover on downs. Still a ton of time left in this football game.
Nice play by number 14, Jeremiah Vessel. He does a nice job not interfering and swinging with his left arm to knock this football away. You see Veldkamp trying to find the receiver. Nice job getting over the top to get the Blazers off the field.
look at the Florida Atlantic Sports Hall of Fame inductees for 2025. Trey Hendrickson.
He's a bad man.
Defensive end here from 2013 to 16. There's Harrison Bryant, an FAU tight end, one of the best to play that position here, 2016 to 2019. Then DeJohn Smith, a defensive back from 2012 to 2014. Those are your three guys in this 25 class of Hall of Famers. They were inducted last night, had a big ceremony on family weekend. It's been quite the vibe here in Boca. UAB trying to spoil it. You look at the scoreboard and you see UAB down by 20, but the way they have fought here on the road, down 21-0 at the end of the first, and eventually 28-0 before they found the scoreboard.
You love how they continue to fight. Defenses comes up with a big style. Oh, what a play by Javon Jackson, which again, that was one of my keys to get him going early in the game. They haven't really gotten him going until this drive right here. It's really been Solomon Beebe and also Isaiah Jacobs, but what an athletic play to jump over the defender to pick up that first down.
The triangle button, the hurdle from Jackson.
First down and 10 for UAB on the Owls' 49-yard line.
UAB's in 2+ territory, a new set of downs. Kitna, screenplay, Beebe. This has been effective. He hops out of bounds after a gain of 3 or 4. Leon Hart was the closest defender in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I believe Dudon Rogers had an opportunity to tackle Beebe for no gain. Does a nice job defeating the block. Just isn't able to get Solomon Beebe down.
Second down and 6. They run it. Jackson snakes through close to the 40. He has burst the UTEP transfer.
Jackson, the ball carrier.
3rd and 2, almost 800 yards on the ground a year ago at UTEP.
Honestly, if I'm the Blazers right here, I'm running the football again. They just take Jackson out of the game, but they bring in the physical Isaiah Jacobs. Run the ball here. You have 2 downs to pick up this first down.
5 for 13 tonight on 3rd downs. Averaging 4.3 yards per carry if you remove the sacks. Here is Jacobs, and he thunders ahead for the first down. A little bit of extracurricular after the play.
Now that they've been effective running the ball, look for a play-action shot on this play right here. If you're the Blazers of Florida Atlantic, your ears have to be up for that, right? You're giving up some in the run game, right? Do not just come downhill unabated to the running back. Follow your keys, do your job, do your responsibility. That's the area where the Blazers like to take a shot down the field.
They have 13 passes over 30 yards this season, but just 1 tonight. There's the play fake. Kitna looking deep, has to go underneath to Jacobs. And Jacobs is inside the 30. A punishing hit, but a gain of 9. And it's 2nd down and a yard.
And right on cue, right? They went with the heavy play fake, try to take the shot down the field. Nice job out of Florida Atlantic secondary, right? Not falling for the play fake. Everybody doing their responsibility. Nice job by Jalen Kitna, right? Getting off that deep pass and going down to his check down to get positive yardage.
Second and 1. Sweet toss. Jacobs. No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down. Rogers the stopper.
Yeah, nice job by Dudon Rogers, number 3. He's the outside corner. He has contained. He slices down Isaiah Jacobs' outside leg and holds it to no gain. Going to see him to the right of your screen. He olays the tight end. J.C. Sibley gets into the backfield and cuts down Jacobs.
3rd and 1. Run play. Jacobs the first down and more. Churning those legs to the 21.
Isaiah Jacobs, ball carrier.
A love how they've gotten contributions from all three backs. Isaiah Jacobs kind of been that battering ram for them. Devon Jackson's kind of been a little bit of everything as far as a pass catcher out of the backfield, a guy that can get to the outside and make one cut, get downhill. And then Solomon Beebe, with his speed on the outside, has been very effective as well for this Blazers offense.
This has been another long drive, almost 5 minutes for UAB. Kitna fakes to the back. Looking over the top, it's incomplete. Two Blazers in the neighborhood. Hawkins and the tight end Lag. A marker on the field.
I thought Jalen Kitna got a little greedy right here. You got Xavier Davies right here in the flat. He should have just went to him, got 5 or 6 yards. He got a little greedy trying to find Elijah Lag down the field.
Ineligible downfield players. Number 7, number 68. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down. Correction, 1st down.
That is the 11th UAB penalty tonight.
And it's the same thing we talked about, right? The last man wasn't on the line of scrimmage. Oh, they actually called that on Jalen Kitna. So I wonder, did he pass the line of scrimmage when he threw that pass?
I think so.
So that just comes down to awareness and understanding where you're at on the field.
88 yards wiped away tonight. 1st and 15. Kitna underneath to Jackson. They swarm him after a gain of just 2 yards.
I thought he had a chance. He got the ball out earlier. Number 5, Caleb Brown, was running a pivot route where he breaks inside, breaks back outside. Jalen Kitna didn't throw it right away. He would have had some space to catch it and run after it. Decides to go with the check down and only gets about 2 yards there.
13 of the 24.
Over 5 minutes on this drive. 9 plays, 39 yards. The 10th play is a screen. Kitna swirls out of trouble. Underneath. Close to the 15. It'll set up 3rd down. Complete to Iverson Hooks.
Now, I'm a little surprised the refs didn't throw a flag there for a legal man downfield because the offensive line is out. He has to evade pressure. Look how far the offensive line are down when Iverson Hooks catches that pass. And I believe he wasn't behind the line of scrimmage when he caught that. So a little bit surprised that they didn't throw the flag there. UAB gets away with one.
3rd and 7. Kitna misfires and it's 4th down.
Kitna's pass incomplete.
Intended for Iverson Hooks, and he was battered when he let it go.
Florida Atlantic defensive line has been in the backfield all game long. Right there, Kitna takes another shot, trying to find his top playmaker, Iverson Hooks, over the middle of the field.
FAU's defense has 7 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. UAB's 2 for 2 on 4th downs tonight. 4th and a long 6. Kitna scanning. Ejected from the pocket.
Gonna have a holding penalty on the right tackle.
It's coming back. A 1st down quarterback run. Tackled at the 4. Penalty number 12.
Holding. Offense number 77. 10-yard penalty. 4th down.
Logan Moore, the right tackle, the only underclassman starting for UAB up front.
You're going to see to the right of your screen, number 10, Eric Brantley, speed to power, then swipes, gets him off. And you see the hook by number 77, Logan Moore, around the neck area. The ref's going to call that every time. Wipes off an explosive run from Jalen Kitna.
4th and 16. And UAB is going to bring out their field goal unit. Jonah DeLonga.
DeLonga on for the 46-yard.
I don't agree with this decision. You're down by 3 scores.
He put it through.
Field goal is good. 5:05 Left in the fourth quarter.
And that match is season long.
UAB 33.
It's 50-33 with 5:05 to go.
That game next week's going to be fun.
A 45-yard UAB field goal after a 12-play, 36-yard drive that took almost 7 minutes off the clock. And it's still a 3-score game. And UAB had not attempted a single extra point all night. But they bring out their field goal unit with just over 5 minutes to go.
Bit of a head scratcher. And I said it right before he kicked it, right? You still got to score 3 times. You're down 3 scores. I get it, 4th and 16. It's not a high percentage as far as you picking it up, but the way your offenses move, we saw Jalen Kenna just scramble for like 17 yards there. A little bit surprised Trent decided not to go for that and kick the field goal, because again, you still need 3 scores to come back in this game. I'm surprised you see an onside kick right here.
The onside.
Oh, they got it, I think.
It went 10 yards. And UAB has recovered. That's why they kicked the field goal.
And I just called it, right, James? Beware of an onside. And if you're Zach Kitley in Florida Atlantic, you have to realize they just kicked the field goal, right? They're still down 3 scores. They need extra possessions. Be aware of the onside kick. And it was just like a little blooper. 10 yards, let me fall on it. What a job by the kicker right there. I believe that's Owen Simpson, number 35. The true freshman. Nice job by him on that bunt kick to get the Blazers back to football.
The local product from right there in Birmingham.
And it's all about just having awareness, right? If you're the special teams coach for Florida Atlantic, you're up 3 scores. The only way the Blazers can get back in this game is an onside kick. You should have had your hands team prepared and ready there. As soon as he kicked it, the Florida Atlantic Owls were already dropping back as if they were going to block. It allowed the space for Owen Simpson to recover that kick.
We'll take a timeout and have the ruling place under review when we come back. After further review, the onside kick, some things are just too good to be true. A 5-yard penalty has been issued to UAB and a re-kick for making contact and blocking before the football went 10 yards. They called the penalty on number 5, the linebacker, Eddie Tusum.
Well, it looked like it could have been called on 25 too, number James Smyrie, because he actually makes contact before Eddie does. But unfortunate for the UAB Blazers, because it looked like that was executed perfectly. Unfortunate, bounce as far as their players on kickoff touching the defenders before the ball got 10 yards. And right there, Florida Atlantic retains the ball on the onside kick.
It's a really impressive onside. This one's recovered by the Owls. .5:05 to play. Jabari Smith was the one that recovered the onside. Florida Atlantic leading 50-33. Start this drive at the UAB 39. Sands is wrestled down at the 33. This is the 4th drive tonight, starting in plus territory for the Owls.
That's the 2nd or 3rd time Jamari Sands has done a nice job pressing the hole and then bouncing outside when the Blazers lose contain. And I actually talked to Zach Kitley about their 4-minute drive. We call it the 4-minute drive because you have the ball, you're up, you're trying to run the clock out. He was able to do that twice last week versus Rice. Once on a 13-play drive, ended in the field goal, and at the end of the game, we saw Caden Veltkamp use his legs on a quarterback draw, and then also a quarterback power to get a first down and end the game versus Rice.
Sands on a cutback run. Picks up a couple yards. It's 3rd down and 3 for FAU. And they can take this under the 4-minute mark.
Not be surprised if we see Caden Veltkamp keep this football at 6'6", 200 and almost 40 pounds. He's tough to contend with, and you get a +1 in the running game. So look for him potentially to keep this ball on 3rd down.
Florida Atlantic's electrifying offense, 472 yards. Big story for them. For UAB, it's don't beat yourself. 13 penalties tonight. They haven't turned the ball over. They've been clean there, but the penalties have been killer. Sands is stacked up short of the line to gain. They mark him down at the 30, so it's 4th and 1. And UAB burns a timeout.
Well, I said be prepared for Veltkamp to use his legs potentially on 3rd down. 4th down, they like to use his legs as well. We saw that a few weeks ago versus Memphis in the red zone. He was able to get into the end zone with his body. And again, at 6'6", 200 and almost 40 pounds, he always falls forward. So look for him to potentially use his mobility on this play to pick up this essentially game-ending first down.
Zach Kitley always teaching. College football rankings, AP top 10 week 7. Ohio State looked really good today at Illinois, but Oregon goes down to Indiana. The Hoosiers, they are for real, Lige.
The old Fighting Signetti, right? He's a guy that's going to wear his emotions on his sleeves, and nobody probably but everybody in that locker room gave them a chance going out there to Oregon. They come away with a massive win. You talked about the Ohio State Buckeyes. Julian Sain is really coming to his own at the quarterback position for them. They might be the best overall team in the nation right now.
Did John Mateer's performance for Oklahoma put an end to the Heisman talk?
I mean, you got to think, right, he's missed a couple games with the injury, and I honestly don't think he should have probably played today. I know he wanted to lay it on the line for his team, but it was a real struggle, specifically in the second half for him versus Texas today.
23-6, Texas wins the Red River rivalry in Dallas. Penn State got beat, by the way, at home against Northwestern today, 22-21, and lost their quarterback Drew Aller for the season. Timeout, Florida Atlantic on 4th and 1. Texas Tech up 21-14 over Kansas. Georgia's getting beat. They're losing at Auburn. 10-0 was the last score there.
Yeah, they retired Cam Newton's jersey today, so you know, a War Eagle was ready to lay it on the line for him today.
And next weekend in the American, South Florida and Florida Atlantic, this FAU team, they are getting better each and every week on both sides of the ball. That will be a fun one in Tampa.
Two high-powered offenses. Take the over in that game early, but love the quarterback play, Byron Brown, and also Caden Veilkamp. That'll be a fun matchup to watch next weekend.
4th and 1, Florida Atlantic. 3:29 to play, trying to put this game on ice with Messer in the window dressing and the cutback. And they catch him from behind at the 12-yard line. How about that call?
Talked about it, right? The eye candy, the window dressing. They actually put Easton Messer in the backfield, like at the tight end position. They hit him with the shovel pass. They fake the speed sweep to buy the linebacker's eyes. They bring Messer back across on a shovel pass. We talked about it, James. He really hadn't been involved in the offense, but when the game was on the line, they went to one of their better playmakers on the outside, and he secures that first down.
18-yard gain of the play.
Inside of 3 minutes to go, 1st and 10. Zach Hitley so creative with what he draws up for these plays for Florida Atlantic. Pitch out Sands to the 10-yard line. He's buried there.
Jamari Sands, ball carrier.
Timeout UAB with 2:36 to go. Easton Messer entered this game leading all of FBS in receptions per contest. He has 4 grabs tonight for 29 yards, but he's made an impact on special teams.
Yep.
He's made an impact as a passer, had a 48-yard touchdown on a trick play.
He's done it all tonight, right? He isn't accustomed to only having 4 catches in the game, but that also shows the maturation of Caden Veilkamp, right? Relying on the other receivers, hitting the guy that is open. We just talked about it, right? He's been special on special teams, 2 big punt returns that put them in plus territory, has a passing touchdown, and right there, one of his 4 receptions was a shovel pass to get a pivotal first down at the end of this game.
He's a really good gadget guy. 2nd down and 8, 2:36 to go for Florida Atlantic, knocking on the door. They run it with Sands, and he's tugged down after a gain of a couple. It's 3rd down, and UAB will burn their final timeout with 2:31 to play. For UAB and Trent Dilfer, year 3 tonight would have been his first road win as the head coach at UAB. Won 4 games his first year, 3 last year. They're 2-3 coming into this one, so a win would have matched his win total and really given them a lot of forward trajectory. They have a brutal schedule, just a brutal slate coming up.
And it started off brutal, right? At Navy, at Tennessee, and now you have Memphis next Saturday, who is firing on all cylinders. They played Florida Atlantic a few weeks ago and put up over 50 on them. You got at UConn, at Rice, North Texas, and South Florida. Those are gauntlets in the American, but at least they have them at home, and then they finish the season at Tulsa. So if you're Trent Dilfer, you have to love how your team continued to battle the mental fortitude they showed being down 28-0, the way they were able to crawl back in this game. Just didn't get enough stops and started off too slow in this game. And then obviously the pre-snap penalties reared their ugly head again.
3rd and 6, Veilkamp calls his own number, goes down at the 9. It's 4th down. They can take it to the 2-minute timeout.
It's like Zach Hitley is calling the field goal unit on, but he'll let this go all the way down to the 2-minute timeout. 2-minute timeout.
Florida Atlantic has scored 50 points here at home, looking to get their 2nd win in league play. 2-minute timeout is here. Florida Atlantic on for the field goal with 2 minutes to go. 4th and 8. Garrison Smith knocked through a 36-yarder against Rice a week ago. That was a big turning point right before the half. This is a 28-yard chip shot try.
Garrison Smith on for the 28-yard field goal attempt.
This is a new season high for FAU against FBS competition. 50 points, make it 53.
Field goal is good.
They lead by 20 with 1:57 to play. Florida Atlantic's upcoming schedule. They play at South Florida, and then at Navy. Then it's Tulsa, at Tulane, UConn, and East Carolina.
Yeah, they got 3 of probably the more challenging teams in the American on the road, right? Starting next week at South Florida, then they have to go to Navy, and then also Tulane. But you have to love, if you're Zach Keatley, where you're at right now. Had a tough game versus Memphis, where that game wasn't indicative of the ending scoreline. It was a game until the 4th quarter, and things got away from them. But again, we talked about it to start the show. If you get to 3-3, it's simple math, right? If you win half of your next games, then you get to a bowl game. And Florida Atlantic has not been to a bowl game since 2020.
And they've had some high-profile coaches roll through here. Tom Herman, Willie Taggart, Kiffin, the Godfather, Howard Schnellenberger, that got the program off the ground back in '01. But they hired a young up-and-comer in Zach Keatley, 33 years old. Is the goal for Florida Atlantic, is it to make a bowl game? I mean, what do you think are realistic expectations for a first-year coach?
I think for sure that's what you want to do, because you want to get off that snide, right? It's been too many years since Florida Atlantic has gone to a bowl game. So, again, that's not the end goal, right? You want to win the conference. That's always the goal at the end of the year. But it's a stepping stone, right? Being able to be bowl eligible and get to a bowl. And then also, when you're able to do that, you're getting essentially another spring practice, right? To really develop some of your younger players on the roster. So, love so far how they've come out halfway through the season, 3-3. Have a tough stretch over these next 2 games, but there is a real window for them to change that snide of not making it to bowl games.
In that bowl game back in 2020, that was the shortened COVID year. Yep. They only played 9 games, 6 conference games. The American Conference standings: Navy, Memphis, South Florida, and Tulane unblemished. This league is really, really good this year. Memphis has won 10 in a row. The longest active winning streak in the country, up there with Ohio State and Navy, right there with 9 straight. This is a league with really, really good football teams at the top.
I know, James, we were, messing around earlier. We were talking about this. But honestly, when you look team for team, I think they're just as strong as the ACC in the American Conference. When you look at teams like Memphis, teams like Navy, teams like Tulane, South Florida, who had a gauntlet of a schedule to start the season off, and even North Texas, who got bludgeoned by South Florida last night, but they were 5-0 before that. So this league, top to bottom, and even teams like Temple, right? If they
unnecessary roughness, offense number 77. 15-yard penalty. The down counts at 2nd down.
And that's been the theme. It's been a real tough night for number 77, Logan Moore. But getting back to the American Conference, they can go blow to blow with most conferences in this league. You see it right now. Memphis has the longest win streak when it comes to FBS football, and Navy is 3rd on that list with 9 right now. So love how strong the American Conference is this year, and it's not just top heavy, it's improvement throughout the entire league.
Even the teams towards the bottom, like a Tulsa, for example, goes on the road and beats Oklahoma State. South Florida has those really high-profile wins against Florida and Boise State in the opener. Memphis beating Arkansas.
Tulane, Duke. Tulane versus Duke. Another big win versus an ACC opponent. So, again, it's not just top heavy at at the top of the American Conference. Like we were talking about Temple earlier, right? They were 2 plays away from upsetting Navy and being 4-2. Casey Keeler's really turned things around at that program as well. So the American Conference is really strong this year.
And those are wins that even power conferences would love to have.
For sure.
Against those type of opponents. And Florida Atlantic, they opened their season and they lost pretty good at Maryland. But Maryland's 5-1.
Exactly. Another one, if you're Zach Keatley, that probably really stands out is the rival game versus FIU, and that's one of those games. Caden Veltkamp really struggled with turnovers in that game, but ever since then, they've kind of really righted the ship and turned things around. The offense has been firing in all cylinders, and we saw today at Spurs, this defense really be able to get after the quarterback.
UAB's out of timeouts. This is 4th and 15. Kitna buried at the 15-yard line. Earl Miller Jr. transfer from Bethune. Cookman has his first sack as an Owl.
What a way to get your first sack. 4th and 15, close out the game, get the win for your team. Just a 3-man rush, and these guys just continue to work. You're going to see it on the right side of your screen. Deshaun Baptiste, he does a nice job forcing Jalen Kitna up the middle. Nice job by Earl Miller, number 13, just balancing up the rush and then collecting that sack.
The celebration is on here in Boca. What a moment. Victory formation. This is Coach Kitley's favorite formation. They'll have to do it one more time. And Florida Atlantic will be 3-3. They will be 2-1 in the American. Remember, they didn't win a game in league play.
Correct.
A season ago. Dismissed Tom Herman. Kitley comes in, and back-to-back wins for the Owls. The Florida Atlantic program, their stock is rising.
I was going to say, you have to love the direction that Zach Keatley has this Florida Atlantic team trending in, right? The trajectory arrow is going up. We talked about it. They got 2 of their tougher opponents on the road in back-to-back weeks. But again, this is a booster, right? How many times did we say this last year? Florida Atlantic won 2 games in a row. We couldn't say that because they didn't even win a conference game last year. So you have to love if you're Zach Keatley how you've been able to turn this program around and make them contenders as far as every single game they're going to be in it.
They're a team I would not want to play right now in the American.
Especially with how high-powered their offense is.
Meanwhile, for Trent Dilfer and UAB, they'll look to regroup after starting 0-3 in conference play. They fall to 2-4. FAU got their ground game going tonight, and Caden Shields Dutton finishes with a new career high, 77 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Caden, how did this game plan and the staff set you guys up for success tonight?
Man, I think, every week it's about just executing the details. I mean, we harp on, even finding our identity in the run game this week, and I feel like, we put that on showcase, but I think it's just determination in the details.
You come away with 3 touchdowns. How does that career high feel?
I mean, I'm excited. I mean, it's good, but there's always more to be done. I mean, in certain cases I can say I should have had 5 touchdowns. So, it's just back to the drawing board. I mean, as good as it is, as great as it is to have 3 touchdowns, we want more.
You mentioned being back to the drawing board, and you guys go to South Florida, a nationally ranked opponent, next weekend. What momentum do you guys need to carry forward?
Even, so obviously the things we need to work on, but I think, like I always say, details. I mean, here we play football, we complementary football, and play our game. Everything will take care of itself.
Thanks, Caden. Congrats.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Caden Shields Dutton, what a game. 15-77, 3 touchdowns. That's going to put a wrap on our broadcast here in Boca Raton, where Florida Atlantic wins it on family weekend, 53-33. For Ligier Duzable and Smacker Miles, our entire production crew, I'm James Westeling saying good night from South Florida. A reminder that all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.